Man, I can't believe this crap, man. These cops are out here arresting people just for breaking the law. Man, these tyrants are out of control, bruh. I thought you were a lawyer. Now you say you can rap. Well, I've listened to your record, made me go take a nap. The rhymes you're spitting out, they make you sound like a nut. Your latest track, it's got less views now than Gun Cereal's butt. Well, you say you're just a man who wants to smoke at some weed, but you smoke yourself stupid, boy. Get the help that you need. You think you could be like Tom McDonald, be an internet star? The problem is your brain's so tiny, it would fit in this jar.
It's a frivolous lawsuit.
You know you're gonna lose.
Frivolous lawsuit.
Now watch me play the blues.
Frivolous lawsuit.
You put against a cat.
Frivolous lawsuit.
Make sure you wear the hat. All parties have been sworn in. I've read your complaint.
It's a frivolous lawsuit.
The way it's written, it sounds like you've been smoking paint.
That means
if we have that title to your shit, we will take it.
Oh, come and take it, bitch.
All right. I want your money and I want your dignity, and I'm taking both.
To quote my good friend Artie, come take it, bitch. Come take it, bitch. Come take it, bitch. Come take it, bitch.
Come and take it, bitch.
She spit in my face.
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 Take it, bitch.
Take it, bitch.
She spit in my face.
You're a fucking idiot.
She spit in my face.
Shot little pig dude.
A woman walks into the ladies' room at the mall. She enters one of these stalls and sits down to begin doing her business. As she starts to pee, she looks down at her shoes and sees a head poking under the stall, looking up at her with a camera. "What are you doing?" she screams, frightened. "I'm recording you," says Denver Metro Audits. "But this is a bathroom," she squeals. "Yes, a public bathroom, and there's no expectation of privacy in public," he tells her. "You don't belong in here," she yelled. "I didn't see any sign saying that," DMA replies. "It says ladies' room right on the door." Maybe it does, but it doesn't say no men allowed, does it?" he asked her. "What? That's stupid," she sputtered. "You're being a Karen about this, and what's stupid is shaving down there," DMA answered, holding his camera up. "If you let that bush grow in, it would create privacy for your hoo-ha like a hedge." She stared down at the activist lying on the filthy floor looking up at her. "A hedge? Look, they should put a lock on that door if they don't want people coming in. They need to create privacy," DMA said. "It says ladies' room. They assume men won't come in here." "Well, they shouldn't assume that. And I can film whatever I can see. It's my First Amendment right as an independent journalist." "Oh, you're a journalist. What are you working on?" she asked, sarcastically wiping herself. "I can't divulge that information at this time. The story isn't finished yet," he lied as if there were a story. "No expectation of privacy in public," he reiterated. "But I'm in a stall," she cried. "Yes, and look, it's open on the top and the bottom," DMA answered in his thin voice. They need to create more adequate privacy because if I can see it, I can film it. You don't have to like it, but it's my First Amendment right. The conversation droned on like this for a while. The woman on the toilet and DMA on the filthy floor next to the toilet. Finally, the woman says, "Christopher, don't you think this is inappropriate? I'm your mom." And that's a true story. Absolute true story.
Oh man, I love that. It was great. Good morning, everybody. Oh, welcome to the show. Glad to see y'all here once again this wonderful, beautiful morning. Happy Friday, TGIF, man. It's time. The weekend's coming up. It's going to be a weekend. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Look at all these beautiful people I got in here, man. I love my morning crew. You guys are the best. What do we got? We got Cliff Hickson, commentator, auditor. Good morning. We've got the commentator, auditor roast this evening. That's going to be fun. I'm going to do my best to show up. Hopefully, I'll have some jokes for you. Ikiss, good morning. Great to see you. Always good to have you around. Terry Barnes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Skyhawk, another one bites the dust. Dummy Kruger, community page left for parole violation. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I got that on deck, too. LJ Sings, what's up? I was looking for Hez, not realizing I was an hour early. Nancy, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Susan, the sassy old great granny, always great to see you as well. Let's see who else we got here. I am back. Yes, you are, always. Let's see, Terry Barnes, Internet God, what's up? Benjamin, what's up? Good to see ya. Perk, of course. How's things down under? Put a shrimp on the barbie for me. Lunar Nights, what's up? Great to have you back. Let's see. Elweed Skador, what's up, homie? Gamer88, Jimbo. Yeah, Hezokuai Morning Crew, what's up? Hit the like, y'all. Rise and shine with Hezokuai. That's right. And don't forget the third option. The SNH, Super Necessary Hezokuai. I think we'll use that one just for the chili videos. Anyway, guys, it's a great morning. Great to have you here. Great that it's Friday. I'm actually really pumped this morning, man. I was telling you guys before yesterday that I'm finally, after a while, I'm finally catching up on Twin Peaks Season 3. And I know that David Lynch isn't everybody's palate. He's different. It's not like I don't realize that. But I'm watching this, man, and I'm getting like his creativity and his artistry always, every time I watch one of his films or shows or whatever, it inspires me and my creativity in this. And after I've been watching this, man, it's got me pumped now. Like I got some ideas. I got some stuff I'm going to work on over the weekend. Now that it's November, I'm going to shift gears a little bit because like I shifted gears and went to the whole Halloween season thing for October. And then after Halloween, I came back to just this normal setup. But now I got like all these ideas of doing like a Thanksgiving season thing. And then, of course, from there, Christmas. So, yeah, man, there's a lot going on this end. Keeping it going, keeping it busy. And then I'm going to have to run to the movie theater at some point. Good morning, J.H. Ostruck. Because my son talks to me every day, but all he wants to talk about is Black Adam, but he doesn't want to talk about it until I've seen it. So now just to have a conversation with my son, I got to run to the movie theater and watch Black Adam. So anyway, I'm going to do that. So that'll be fun. Annapolis Audit got stitches after fighting with someone. Ooh, nice. Is there video of that? I'd like to check that out. That's always fun. Top story this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into this. I wanna share this real quick. Now, first of all, before I even get into all of this, I would like to remind you guys, or for any of you guys who don't know, I've been doing this YouTube thing forever, but when I discovered the sovereign citizen movement is when I started making my parody videos where I would just do sketches. I didn't start out by doing your standard type videos like we do, where we take one of their videos and break it down and sort of comment on it and, you know, point out where they're wrong and where they're right and where they're stupid and all that. I wasn't doing that. I was just doing straight parody videos, right? Until, and I'm just going to play a little bit of the first one I did. and see if you can guess what prompted me to change my direction and start going down this road. I'm just going to show this little clip, and this is all leading somewhere, but just to begin, because I always feel weird showing my own videos. Like I'm, I don't know. Sometimes I guess there's a difference between humility and, whatever, but I can't help it. I just feel like, oh, I'm going to show my own stuff on my own show. Like, come on. But there's a reason behind this. There's a reason I'm doing this. So this was, again, somebody gifted a membership. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show just a clip of this. Again, this is the very first video I did where I actually used footage of Frauditor's video as the reason I did it. But the way it begins is what I'm trying to show you guys and what I want you to pay attention to see if you can guess what prompted me to switch gears and to start doing what I do now.
All right. According to Tyrant Slayer Studios, lucky for us, he tweaked himself out. Also, according to Tyrant Slayer Studios, he was a worthless criminal troll who made a living stealing and lying. The world is a better place. Drugs are bad. Don't be like Schrodinger's cat. Don't do drugs. Don't steal from others. Don't be a liar and attempt to make a living defaming others. Don't smoke meth, or you could end up just like he did. Drugs are bad, okay? What an asshole.
Of course you realize this means war.
All right. So the point I'm trying to make there, it was when Schrodinger died and these guys were celebrating his death, that got me so furious and so just, I couldn't believe they were doing that. Like, YouTube is a social media platform. It's not something where you take this crap and turn it into an actual real life, whatever. And the fact that they were attacking him after he passed away really, 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 really made me mad. So now I'm thinking we have to be better than that. So what happened was Disorderly Product News. Some of you might not even know who he was. He was a frauditor, cop watcher, all the same nonsense, right? Sovereign citizen, all that. He passed away. And so, unlike them, who, when Schrodinger passed away, they were celebrating that he was dead, I'm going to actually show a little bit of Lackluster, who I'm also not a fan of his beautiful presentation he made for DPN passing away. I'm not going to show the whole thing because I don't want to speak ill of the dead. And when he starts showing clips from DPN's best videos celebrating how awesome DPN was, watching those clips, I just want to jump to the screen and choke the guy. But he's already dead, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to play the beginning part, and then I'm going to cut it off because, again, the guy passed away. And, again, I'm trying to do the opposite of what they do. One of our guys passes away. They're like, yay, he's dead. I'm like, hey, you know what? Whether I agreed with him politically or whatever, God bless him. He's a human. He passed away. I don't want to see that. So I'm just going to show a little bit of Lackluster's presentation he gave on him the other day.
YouTube channel. Not long after, we began talking and grew a friendship outside of YouTube. Though I never had the privilege to meet him in person, we spoke more frequently than some of my lifelong relationships. A little over a year ago, Joe was diagnosed with diabetes. His health rapidly declined and he disappeared for a while off of YouTube. Just a few weeks ago, he began posting again to his channel, but his return was short-lived. Joe passed away from complications related to his diagnosis on October 27, 2022. His family and friends have reached out to me to share the news of the life that he lived. Joe was a good friend. He was always the first to call if he heard you needed help, and the last to back down if he knew you needed a battle buddy. He shared his victories with all of us, and would always offer to bear the weights of our defeats, even if they weren't his own. And somehow, as a man of many words, his early passing leaves me speechless and without breath. The remainder of this video will be some of my favorite moments that he shared on his YouTube channel. In lieu of flowers, donations to the American Diabetes Association or the SHARE program are requested by his family.
Cue the music.
Sorry, like I said, I don't want to get into the actual bad stuff, but I thought that was great. Respectful. He's talking about making donations to, hey, KFAR, what's up? We were just talking about how a Frauditor passed away the other day, and I just wanted to go ahead and do the opposite of what they did when Schrodinger died. And instead of saying, yeah, he's dead, saying, hey, look, you know what, God bless his soul, you know, I didn't agree with the frauditing thing, but this is a human being we're talking about now. Thoughts and prayers with his family, you know, rest in peace and all that good stuff. You know, I was trying to do the opposite of what they did. But then while that was going on, I saw in the chat somebody mentioned about how commentator auditor was talking about going after One Stop. So that brings me back to, so the first video not the first video I did, but the first video I did of the format of taking their videos and commenting on them was Tyrant Slayer Studios. But the second one I did after that was about One Stop. So let me show you some clips from that too, since we brought it up, it got brought up. This was fun to make, and this was, like I said, this was only the second one I did of this type. So that's one of the things too. Like, I'm not gonna like go out of my way to play these in full because I've learned a lot since then, and I've made my videos much tighter and much better now. At the time, it was a lot of just blah, blah, blah from me, and that wasn't necessarily necessary. But where's my One Stop 14th Amendment clock block? Here we go. This video is called Idiots Who Dish Schrodinger Will Not Be Tolerated. And the description is Dunning-Kruger. 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 And I really like the way I edited this. This is like the first one where I really started getting better at the pacing and everything for my videos. So I'm going to share this with you guys a little bit. Again, we're not necessarily going to watch the whole thing, but just to give you an idea of what this bonehead was doing back then, if y'all don't remember. Fuckers. All right, guys, listen, I've already spent way too much time on.
Okay. Back to the beginning. All right. Good stuff. Yeah, KFAR, I don't see Dave Perlow in here this morning so far. He sent me an email crying about you and him arguing yesterday and him getting timed out. And it's just amazing to me that anyone would support these guys actually showing up to your house and not understand that that's crossing the line. Like, how can you not comprehend that that's over the line? Going out to someone's house? Come on. And their big excuse
Dude,
is,
this guy's got no.
we wanted to warn his neighbors of what they were doing. Like, okay, so wait a minute. They wanted to warn your neighbors that you have a YouTube channel? No, I know you didn't time him out. I'm just saying, like, oh yeah, he is here. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, come on, guys. Like, BSBT went to his house. That's a little bit over the line, regardless of what ended up happening to or after or whatever. It's too much. Anyway, here's dumbass being an idiot. And this is one of the guys that I can say
with utmost confidence and absolutely no regret in my heart that this guy is a piece of shit. So let's check him out. Here we go.
Schrodinger's cat, the individual behind this account, has downloaded my YouTube video somehow, pirating it and re-uploading it as basically his material with his own bullshit commentary.
I am live. I was tickled pink when I heard Schrodinger's cat died recently.
I keep getting trolled. We have a dead cat, we got blue ovaries, fraud at the audit, and a creepy blind man with some weird accent.
Dude, this guy's got no brain. Schrodinger had no brain, guys. Sorry. I hate to break it to you. Schrodinger had no brain. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with that because that's the best way to leave it. That guy's got no more brains.
Anyway, you guys keep calm and troll on. Do what you're going to do. Do your best at taking me down, whether it be literally or metaphorically.
Oh, well, of course, I'd really rather not. But since you insist, I might as well oblige. Hey guys, welcome to the channel over by there, and I got this douchebag who keeps talking about Schrodinger's cat. Most of this idiot's videos are vertical, so it's taking me twice as long to fix everything and make it watchable. So already I've improved his content that he's so proud of with his, what has he got, 2 subscribers or something, and like maybe 12 views, except for the fact that Blue Bacon and Schrodinger actually gave him a little bit of attention. What a douchebag.
Guys, I'd like to start off by saying you're being brainwashed and misinformed by these guys who are commentators. Check this out. I'm just going to shoot them all down real quick. They claim that there's all these legal rights over my property being taken. Okay. I'm about to debunk that very fast. I'm not even going to use law. No, not at all.
Debunk legal rights by not using law. That makes sense.
Now, check this out. So, they had this legal right, right? Wrong.
According to...
I was criminal, right? Wrong, as far as reality goes. So, here we are. They towed my property. I filed a lawsuit. But wait, their defense attorney tried to convince the judge to have me charged for subpoenas that I filed. When I filed as a poor man, he tried to convince the judge to go against the rules of the court. That's the first attorney that they hired. I had to inform that gentleman standing next to me, the defense attorney, that the rules of the court permit any individuals that file in form of papyrus are covered by that for the duration of the whole case. So no, I'm not going to pay any money for shit. I had to look at him and like, is this just happening? That is the first defense attorney that they had. Now, remember how it's not a crime and it was a civil matter.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause any confusion. Because Wharf Bear just said, so the guy who died was a deadhead? No. The only reason this got brought up was because somebody mentioned him in the comments. So I was showing this, so, to put in context what was being said in the comments. But that's not the guy that passed away. No, he's still alive and sitting in his trailer and making videos complaining still after all these years about the fact that he had his. All right. If you don't know who One Stop 14th Amendment Shop is, he lives in an RV. He had his RV parked on private property. They kept telling him that they're going to tow it if he doesn't move it. They're going to tow it if he doesn't move it, blah, 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 blah. He didn't move it, so they towed it. And he filed a lawsuit against the private property he was parked on and tried to do a citizen's arrest on the manager of the property and ended up getting arrested. And Schrodinger did a video about that because One Stop 14th Amendment Shop posts a video of himself telling the cops, hey, man, I studied law over the weekend, man, so I know the law. He studied the law over the weekend, so now he knows the law. Anyway, he's still, years later, he's still making new videos complaining about his RV being towed. Like, dude, it was on private property. It got towed. Shut the hell up. Case closed. Done. It took him a year and a half to get his vehicle back. Yeah, because he wouldn't cooperate with anything. And that's a big part of what these guys do, right? Is not cooperate with anything. So anyway, Roisin, I don't know if I said hello to you. Hello, welcome, good to see you. As always. Yeah. So the whole thing about what's going on with that? Good. Oh, ATV Thunder's in the house. Thunder. And David Perillo was saying a bunch of stuff. And I know a lot of people don't like David or whatever, but I mean, right is right. And, you know, maybe we could discuss which version, recorded live version of China Cat Sunflower is your favorite. But that's a whole nother thing. All right. So let's see. We got some stuff I actually wanted to cover. What's interesting is that both Dummy Kruger and Frauditor Troll covered the same story yesterday because he got arrested and he's going back to jail again. I mean, there's a lot to it. And between their two videos, it pretty much explains everything. So I'll get into that and I'll show clips from both so you guys could sort of get caught up and find out who this guy is and what he's up to. But in the meantime, the other things that I wanted to go over, well, one of the main things I wanted to go over was I wanted to show this video, first of all, beginning the thing, to sort of put something into context for you guys. So for those of you who follow me regularly, you may have noticed that I've been the last few days I've been getting more and more ranty, and I actually am enjoying that aspect of the show now because I've realized from doing it that I've kind of been holding back a little bit in the things I say and the way I say them because I didn't want to offend anybody or you know, I don't know. I didn't want to put the wrong kind of air out there. But once I did my first rant and then later on I went back and I watched it and then I did another one and then I realized it's so cathartic for me. It's just watching these videos, getting frustrated, getting angry at these idiots, and then putting it out there through my videos, through this stream, is not only cathartic for me, it makes me feel better, but it's also more entertaining for you. So I'm like, you can have it both ways, right? So it's all good. Graham Garfield, or Garfield. I always screw up your name. 2 days without mentioning me being there. I always say Graham. I always have trouble pronouncing your last name. Garfield? Graffind? And that's why I didn't say it, but I acknowledge you, dude, always, because you're my man, homie. What's up? So, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Graham Garfield is in the house. What's up, Graham? Good to see you, buddy. Glad you're here. Anyway, so just in case anyone's sitting there thinking, you know what, you've been getting too upset with these people. That ain't cool. What they're doing ain't that bad. Well, why don't we take a look at Casey Camera Boy's new video? And it looks like him and his girlfriend, Silence Boy, got back together because they did this audit together. And watch how sweet and wonderful they are to these people who are working not in a government building, not any kind of cops or corporate they work for a private corporation. And the things that this horrible, evil, rotten, no good scumbag says to these guys, it's hilarious because they're trying to sell it like this guy's terrible. Meanwhile, I'm listening to what the guy's saying to them and realizing this guy knows what the hell he's talking about. He specifically says at one point, you YouTubers really piss me off. And my favorite part, and you'll see it when it comes up. Keep an eye out for this, okay? And again, normally I'm not going to make fun of someone who has an accent and who English isn't their first language, because I get it. That's not fair. But because it's Casey Camera Boy, with his attitude, it's open season on everything he says. So eventually the guy's going to ask him where he comes from, and he's going to say, my mom's wound. Listen, you'll hear it. Where are you from? My mom's wound. What? My mom's wound. What? The guy's just like, what the hell are you talking about? Oh man, this is great. This is the guy right here. I love this guy. This guy needs an Awesome Sauce Award for being awesome sauce. Check it out.
Hi, checking out the license plate on the car.
Oh yeah. Hi. How are you?
Why are you videotaping me? I don't want to be videotaped.
She doesn't want to be videotaped, bro. What should we do?
Have you signed something so I can film you?
No, I don't want to be videotaped.
Well, we don't need it, but anyways, thank you. You can go.
Why are you filming?
You can go in, sir.
Why are you filming?
Why should I go?
Well, anyways, I need to get some more plates.
I'm asking you a question.
Who are you?
Me? I'm in charge right here.
Oh, that sucks.
What's the problem?
So I don't know
Everything
who
is
you are.
real.
The problem is we're asking you guys, what are you guys
What's
doing?
going on?
Exactly, that's what we're asking you.
We're asking
Yeah.
you what's going on.
Yes.
Well, what is going on?
Oh, that's what we're trying to find out too. What's going on?
I don't know. We're trying to find out from you what's going on.
Oh.
Can we call the police?
Oh, she's trying to find out what's going on from us.
I know.
What's going on?
What are you guys doing?
That's what they're trying to find out. I thought they were trying to find out something else. That's what they're doing.
Yes, that's smart.
Are you smart?
I am.
Real question.
Yeah, we're working right now. Can you guys leave us alone?
What's the problem with us taking pictures? I don't get
There's
it.
not a problem.
Well, there's a big problem.
There's a problem. There's a problem when you're just taking the license plate numbers of the cars.
What's wrong with that?
We're in America now.
I know you're in America, but see, you gotta understand the free right for free speech and free expression.
Wait, what is
Who are
it?
you for me to explain?
Me, I'm in charge here.
Then what do I have to do with that?
That sucks. You're in charge of this
I'm
food.
asking you a question, simple question.
He's asking you a simple question.
Why are you guys taking the license plate?
He's asking you a simple
That's all
question.
I'm asking.
That's all he's asking.
If this bothers you, why are you?
All right, I'm sorry. I gotta make a comment real quick. I gotta say something. Not about this video. Again, this video I'm just showing to illustrate why I get so mad at these idiots. But I have to talk about what's going on in my comment section right now. All right. We don't know. We who know KFAR know what the deal is. We know what happened. We know the story. We know what's going on. But if David is a pro frauditor, maybe he doesn't follow KFAR close enough that he actually knows exactly what's going on. So let me put this into somewhat of perspective, okay? Broken system, broken trust is an infamously horrible person. And his videos he's the guy that I was talking about the other day who got on the radar when he made this huge claim that his children, because basically him and his wife split up. She got the kids. So he made it seem like she's such a horrible, evil, rotten, no good mother that the state giving them to her is the same thing as the state kidnapping his children and putting them with someone who's going to torture and destroy them. And he's going to save his kid's life. And he knows exactly what to do and how to do it to say, these are his words, okay? He knows exactly what to do and how to do it to save his kid's life. All he has to do, this is according to him, all he has to do is walk into City Hall, get a piece of paper that he has all set up ahead of time, and sign it and hand it back in, and boom, he saved his daughter's life. That's all he had to do. So he walks in there, and they ask him to turn off the camera. All of a sudden, getting the piece of paper and signing it to save his daughter's life doesn't mean anything. Him filming and not turning off his camera, that's what's important. Screw my kid, let her die. I know I said I came in here to save her life, but me filming is way more important than me saving her life. And he wouldn't turn the camera off. And that video was what put him on the radar. Later on down the road, because BSBT made it obvious through his videos, and you know, when you film outside, you can see where you're at, that this guy, and for whatever other reasons, personal stuff that's none of my damn business, Kfar knew that he lived nearby. So Kfar told him, look, dude, you're talking about your family's in trouble. You're talking about you need to do this. You're talking about you need to do that. So I'm telling you, I know that you live nearby me. I know you know where I'm at. Why don't you come down here and I will help you find a real job so that you can have a real employment that you can show on your paperwork to help you get your kids back and move your life forward and make your life better. And broken system, broken trust since then has turned that into this big major war between him and Kfar. And how dare Kfar be such a scumbag as to offer to help the guy? So when you come on here with Kfar in my chat talking about how like, but BSBT did this and BSBT did that, and you said this about him and you said that, it all started with Kfar genuinely trying to help the dude. And the dude, like everything else in his life, turns it into a shit show because he's a freaking idiot. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Let's get back into this getting pissed off at Casey Camera Boy and Silas Boy. Yeah.
Here.
Because I can be here.
Okay then. I can ask you a question. Since we're in America, I can be here. And another reason I can be
it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm asking, all I did is come out here to ask you a question.
They're being hostile here. They're just, they brought this fella here acting like a guard dog.
I'm acting like a guard dog. I'm asking you, all I came to do is ask you a
Don't get
question.
close to me, dude.
I don't give a f***, right? You're getting pissed off. Right?
If you touch me, I'm going to pepper spray you first.
I don't give a f***.
You're going to care.
I don't give a f***.
I'm going to take you.
I don't give a f***.
And then
I
I'm
don't
going to take
give a
you.
f***.
Okay, it's not worth it.
No, wait up. I hate these YouTubers.
It's not worth it.
They don't know how to f***ing.
No.
Go ahead.
No, don't.
Go ahead.
Come on,
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead. Spray me.
You want to start it?
No,
Spray me.
why?
No, do it. Okay?
Spray me.
I'm warning you, motherfucker. And this please,
You think
okay?
you're fat?
Not scared? Homie?
Put the camera down.
Do something, I'll bring you
Put the
down.
camera down.
Let me come down. I'm giving you a warning. I don't play with niggas like you, okay? Okay? Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Stand back the fuck up, okay?
Don't do it.
Back up.
You're gonna get tased, dude. You're gonna get tased, dude. We're giving you a warning, dude. You're gonna get tased. You're gonna get tased. You're gonna get tased, dude. Come down.
Go ahead.
Come down. Come down. You understand? Come down, fool.
Go ahead.
Come down.
Go ahead.
Come down.
See, that's why I hate you. Come on here thinking that all.
Says who?
Getting aggressive.
I am.
I got you on camera. You don't scare me, dude.
You didn't touch
Hey,
me.
I'm not gonna put nothing down. Now you're already
That's what I
passing the line.
Why am I passing the line?
You got in my friend's face right there.
What?
You're
Not
getting
your
in our
face?
face.
You got in mine. I was about to tase you already. Fuck.
Stupid ass. Look at the video.
You're the one who's acting dumb, fool. We're not. Is this the people you employ, dude?
What is this? What are you?
Get out of here, fool. Don't be talking to me, dude. I'm gonna get you, dude.
Knock him out, please. I'd love it.
Don't even.
He doesn't, but
I'm
oh,
gonna
that would
get you
be
with
so
this
great
first,
if
and I'm
he
gonna
did.
text you after. I'm not gonna take your shit.
What videotape that?
I'm not gonna take your shit.
Why are you
Yeah,
doing
Casey
None of your
Camera
business. Go
Boy and
back to
Silence
work
Boy
now.
are
It is my
spilling.
business. Why are you guys doing this?
That's what you start for your employee to fight fights. That's what
What do
you
you
represent
mean?
your
You're
business.
coming here. You're coming here.
That's very hostile, people.
Hostile people.
Wow.
Good.
Watch your
And now
back. Watch
you're
your
a
back. Watch your
parent.
back. Watch your back.
You're a parent.
You guys need to chill. We never approach anybody. We never talk to anybody. You guys were just crying.
Okay, so before we continue, let's go back for a minute and look at what's happening in this video, right? So these two guys put their cameras up outside of a private business and start filming the employees' license plate numbers. Well, technically, it's not illegal, so what's the big deal? Okay, so I'm supposed to, if I'm at work, at my job, and I see someone roaming around the parking lot filming all of the license plate numbers of all the cars, that's not suspicious. That's not weird. It's legal. Okay. But if this was the very first time either of these guys ever did an audit, maybe I might believe that they didn't expect this kind of a reaction, or that they, what's up, Leland? Or that they weren't specifically purposely going out of their way to get this type of reaction. But when you literally do this every day, all day, according to you, this is your job, you know these people are going to come out and ask you why you're filming, because you film private businesses. I cannot stress enough, private business. This is not a government office. These are not cops. This is a private business. When the people who work there, they're there because they belong there, because they work there. It's their job. So they're supposed to be there. When they see two idiots that they don't know with cameras and they come out and say, hey, what's going on? And you purposely go out of your way not to tell them, I'm supposed to believe you're not purposely baiting. So in other words, these guys assume that their fans are idiots, right? They're fans, and they are, because you got to be stupid to believe the narrative they're spinning. Oh, I'm gonna pepper spray you, man. I'm gonna tase you, man. Why? Because he works there and he asked you why you're filming? He works there. He works there. You're at a private business. Well, but he's on the sidewalk. Nobody accused him of breaking the law. Nobody accused him of breaking the law. Dude, that never came up. They asked him, why are you filming? They didn't say, how dare you break the law? No, they said, why are you filming? And he said, I'm an asshole and I'm an idiot. I'm going to tase you. That's why. Okay, so why are you filming? Like, what? It's so obvious that they're doing this on purpose. And now, here comes a nice guy. And this is why I paused it at this point, because what was the point I made yesterday? What's the number one sin that any human on earth could possibly commit? To film a frauditor. Hold on. Sorry, allergies. Live. It happens when you're on live. Anyway. So once again, this goes right back to the argument I was making yesterday. So, well, okay, wait a minute, David. He's not at the business. He's on the sidewalk. Okay. So why is his camera pointed at the business? Why isn't it pointed at the street? Why isn't it pointed at the sky? Why isn't it pointed at his girlfriend, Casey Camera Boy? Why is it pointed at the business? And oh no, I'm sorry. He was filming the license plates of all the employees' cars. Okay. So this is one of the big arguments, and I'll never, ever comprehend how this is supposed to be a thing. If you are filming me doing my business, and then I ask you, why are you filming? And you tell me I need to mind my own business, you're filming my business. How are you minding your own business when you're filming me doing my business? It makes no sense on any level at all, except for in the heads of an idiot, moron, and a stupid idiot. Named Casey Camera Boy.
May I ask you what you're thinking?
I wanted to say before I go back into this. So the point is, what did I say yesterday? The number one rule, the 10 commandments of frauditors, the first commandment is frauditors have the First Amendment right to film anything they can see, but anyone else cannot film a frauditor. If you film a frauditor, you're done. It's over. That's the worst thing you could possibly do, is film a frauditor. How dare you film somebody? I can film anybody I want, but you can't. I have the First Amendment right, but you don't. So here's an example of, now this guy's filming them, and of course they're going to make a federal case out of it. How dare you film me, even though I'm supposedly trying to teach the world that it's okay to film, unless you're actually filming. Then you're just a piece of crap cambacker.
Why are you taking a video?
I'll ask you first.
Why are you taking a video?
I'll ask you first.
I ask you second. Why are you taking a video?
What?
Let's go courtesy. Why are you taking a video?
Who with you, man? I'm asking you a question.
I'm trying to be nice to you and let you speak
you are.
first.
You are. I am too.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll ask you first.
I'm gonna ask you second. Why are you filming me back?
Answer me first and then ask you.
Why are you filming me back?
Answer me first and then answer me.
What are you filming me back for?
I need to know what you guys doing.
I need to know too.
Where you guys are from?
My mom's wound.
Huh?
My mom's wound.
What is it? Say that again?
My mom's wound.
Speak louder, man. Go back to work.
I just did, fool.
Go back to work. You keep telling me to get back to work. I can go back to work. I can go back to work when I want.
Here we go again. Go back to work. What did I tell you? What do I always tell you? It's not just government employees, because this guy isn't a government employee. This isn't a state office. This isn't a courthouse. This isn't any of those things. This is just a regular dude. But it doesn't matter, because the frauditor has the camera. This guy is his slave and must comply with his demands. Go back to work now because I told you to, and you have to do what I say because I'm the guy with the camera and the pepper spray and the taser, and I get you if you don't like it. I'm gonna get you. Because I'm God, because I own a camera, and you are all my servants and must bow down before me. Telling him to get back to work. Punch him in the freaking head for telling you to go back to work. How about that?
Don't belong here. You guys don't belong here.
We do belong here.
Are you making trouble? Are you making trouble?
Are you making trouble?
You're telling me something. You're telling me something to making trouble. Are you making trouble? I'm not making trouble, man. I'm asking you, what are you guys doing here?
None of your business. Like we didn't bother you, don't bother us.
No, it's exactly.
None of your business.
Exactly.
You came to bother us.
We're taking videos in front of the building.
You came to bother us.
It's not that you've been taking video out of there.
It's none of your business either. Get out of here, fool.
Why do you call me fool? I'm not calling you anything, man.
Because you're acting like one.
I'm not respecting you. You're the one respecting me.
You are respecting me, actually.
What are you calling me fool for?
You are respecting
What are
me,
you
actually.
calling me? What are you respecting you for?
Again, you are respecting me.
Tell me, what did I do to respect you?
Okay.
What did I do? What did I say? I asked you a
Go
question.
back to your video. Go back to your video.
You've been respectable.
Quit acting like a dumb fool. Go back. Go back up there.
Get the fuck out of here then.
Says who?
I am.
Who are you?
Whatever I am, you don't care. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Get the fuck out of here then.
Make me, fool.
Ah, you want me to make you?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you made me too.
I'm not gonna make you.
I'm not gonna make it either.
Nah, that's f***ed up. He's not gonna make me.
Exactly. Why
Exactly,
so you're looking
fool.
for trouble. That's why you.
Exactly, fool.
That's why you guys looking for trouble.
Exactly.
Right? When I make somebody mad, so can get it to you.
Exactly.
And then you
Go
take
back
a
to
video
work.
of the shit, right?
Go back to work, please.
What about if you pick that?
Try to take it.
Do that.
Yeah, try to take it. 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 Try to take
I
it.
did already. What happened?
Try to take
What
it.
happened? What did I do? I did already.
Try to
What
take it.
happened? Nothing
Try to take it.
Nothing happened.
Touch it. Touch it. Touch it. Just touch it. Come and touch it now.
Try it one more time.
Come and touch
Bring
it.
it.
Come and touch it.
Bring it.
Come and touch it.
Bring it.
Come and touch it.
Bring it.
Exactly,
Get
fool.
closer.
Exactly, fool.
Get closer.
Exactly, fool.
Exactly.
Exactly, because you know you're gonna get it right. All right, there.
There you go. Cross the line.
All right.
Cross the line.
All right, I thought so, fool.
Come on. That's what I
I
told
thought
you.
so.
That's what I
I thought
told
so,
you.
fool.
You on the line, right? I'm on the line. So come closer. So what is that? You need a knife?
Touch me.
Right, something on
Touch me.
Go ahead. Do it.
I'm waiting for you to touch me.
Do it. Spray it on me.
You spray me. You touch me.
Did I touch you?
Try to.
Try to touch me. Cool. Try to touch me.
This fool.
That's right. Exactly.
Exactly,
Same
fool.
thing.
I'm not here to touch you,
Fucking
fool.
thing, man.
I'm not here to touch you, fool.
Exactly.
I'm not here to
There
touch you,
go.
fool.
There
You
go.
are here to touch me, fool. You little
There you go.
panocha.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
There you go. Same thing. Huh?
Little
Same thing.
panocha. That's what you are, fool.
Exactly. That's where you are too.
No, I'm not. I'm not here
No, of
looking for
course you
trouble.
are.
I'm not here.
Wait a minute. Here's another great example of exactly what I'm talking about. They're not baiting. They're calling him a pinocha. And I know what that means. Because he won't try to beat them up. While they're hiding behind their cameras and their pepper spray and their tasers, he's the pinocha. He's the pinocha. Because he's daring them to cross the line and to come onto his property so that he can give them a beat down, and they won't do it. But he's the pinocha. He's the coward because they're hiding behind cameras. He's the coward because they're hiding behind pepper spray, because they're hiding behind tasers. He's the coward because they won't cross the line onto his property so he could give them a proper beat down. But he's the coward. These guys are horrible, rotten scumbags. Thank you very much.
I'm not here trying to grab your camera. I'm not here trying to grab your camera. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. That's right, fool. That's right.
Super.
That's right.
Right. Call the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops.
Now you calling other men to come save you? After you were acting tough? After you were acting tough? Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Your boss is calling you.
Whatever you say. Whatever you say.
Whatever you say, fool.
Whatever you say.
Whatever you say, fool.
Whatever you say.
I don't know who you're trying to scare, dude.
Oh, you don't scare me. Either you don't scare me.
Daddy's calling you. Daddy's calling you.
Guys, what are your video cameras?
What is it?
What are your video
It's an investigation.
Worker get close to my friend here and try to attack him.
Yeah, I took it. We don't want any
He's
trouble.
starting problems.
There's another thing, too, with these idiots. Like, and NC Tyrant Hunter is really good at this, too. If you have a job and your boss comes out and asks you to do something, oh, your daddy's here. Oh, look at your daddy's telling you what to do. It's called being a responsible adult. And I know for a fact, none of these guys understand adulthood on any level. Having a job and doing what you're supposed to do at your job is being an adult. It's being responsible. It's
living a proper life. It's not standing on the corner harassing people and giggling like schoolgirls because you're looking for an excuse to pepper spray somebody. Oh, you can't wait to post this on YouTube and get paid for being a professional asshole. What a wonderful job to have and not have, Daddy, give me orders, and act like an adult. When was the last time any of you seen a frauditor act like an adult? Seriously. Even Long Island Audit and his very calm, passive-aggressive demeanor, he still doesn't act like an adult. It's like, is he touching me? Stop touching me! But in Long Island Audit's case, it's like, is he touching me? Stop touching me. La, 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 la. Because he says it calmly, that makes it okay. An adult doesn't do that. An adult takes care of their responsibilities and does what they got to do to take care of their family and to take care of their responsibilities. An adult doesn't run around. I'm going to, oh, look. I pointed my camera at this guy and he didn't like it. So I'm going to go up to him and point it at him even more to piss him off. Oh, it's going to be great. Immature scumbag assholes.
He tried to touch me too. He tried to grab my camera too. He tried to steal my camera right now.
Also, I'll bet you $50,000 if that guy tried to steal your camera, he'd have it.
Here, so yeah. So it's an investigation that's going on in your company. Some workers' compensation stuff.
Oh, okay.
Probably someone got hurt, so we got sent to investigate.
Okay.
So that's pretty much why we're here. But they
take pictures from outside.
Yeah, that's it. But if you allow me to come in, can I come in?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, I had to ask you.
Outside. It's not. Whatever you want.
Right on. I got you, man. I got you. This is we were talking to other people like that, but then they start getting hostile, and I mean,
They just get hot blooded.
Hey, I was being calm to you. You try to grab my camera twice, bro. Come on, Jorge.
We don't want
to start first, man.
You did it. I'm not here to touch you. I'm not here trying to pepper spray you.
Right? Pepper spray, taser. Just want to know what is it for?
For situations like this.
No, he's not my friend. He's the
worker.
The neighbor, not my worker. Employee.
Oh, your neighbor? Oh, okay.
But even his boss.
Of course, if I go up to you and I go like that, you're gonna do something. That's already starting a problem.
Yeah.
He says you video cameraing.
You wouldn't like it if I go up to your face and tell you a word.
Corona. I don't go close to anybody.
Yeah, like. See? Come on, George. All right, Jorge. Stay safe, man.
You're done?
I'm waiting for you guys to be done. Then we're gonna be done. As soon as you guys are done, we're done. Yeah, I'm a big man. I know how to drop it when people drop it.
No, you're not.
Okay, stay safe, bro. Cuídese. Don't be chillon, bro. Don't be chillon. You gonna trip, okay? Come on, man. Damn, he doesn't want to let it go. He doesn't want to let it go.
Neither do you. You're still filming too. You're still filming too.
Well, I guess this is it. We're gonna call that the walk of shame. So that's it. Peace out.
Oh my God. He had to throw that in there at the end, right? He had to throw that in there in the end. So let me get this straight. You go to a private business. You film the employees at the private business. When they get sick and tired of dealing with you being an idiot, they go back to work. So them going back to work at their place of employment, returning to their jobs at their work, is the walk of shame? How about the walk of honor? Because they're going back to get their work done. No, it's the walk of shame because the douchebag frauditor said so. And his fans, oh, that's so great the way you made those guys leave. They were at work at their jobs. They went back to work at their place of employment. That should be the walk of honor because they're realizing that doing their jobs is way more important than your dumb ass. But nope, they're going to sell their fans on the idea that these guys are doing the walk of shame. How dare these tyrants return to work at their job, at their private company that we're auditing? Because
YouTube money? No, it couldn't be that. Well, wait a minute, especially these two, because they sit there and flaunt their cash to the camera. Like they are all about making money. And they'll lie to the people they're auditing about it, but they don't lie about it. They're blatantly assholes that get paid to be assholes, and they love it. And they're examples of why I get so mad, and they're examples of why these assholes need to be shut down, because that sort of behavior should not be acceptable. Now, but technically what they did was legal, right? But there has to be Nicody, that was KC Camera Boy. There should be a line where the harassment laws would cover some of this sort of behavior, right? But of course, there's going to be no way, technically, legally, they could do it unless, and this is another reason why I get so mad at frauditors, is because the only way that any laws could be passed that could actually have an effect on it would be things that actually do take away from the rights that they're supposedly fighting for. But the way that they go about fighting for these rights are going to push the government to actually start to limit these rights to stop these bungholes. That's why more people need to just give these dudes a good old-fashioned beating. Because in the old days, people didn't get away with behaving like that because they'd take a beating for it. Now, because they're hiding behind the camera, they don't take the beatings. And even when they do, like KC Camera Boy, they don't care because they're getting paid so much, they just come back and do it again, even after they do take a beating. It's actually really sad. Yeah, glue a cherry bomb to their camera. What's up, Salacious? Kiss the cat. How you doing? That was KC Camera Boy's newest. Just wanted to get my blood pumping for the morning. Who needs exercise? Just watch KC Camera Boy for 5 minutes. And you just want to jump through the screen and choke him. Gets such a douchebag. So now I'm going to get into showing these two clips. It's it's a video from Dummy Kruger and a video from Frauditor Troll. They both covered basically the same story, but they took different angles on it. So that's why I want to share both of them, because between the two of them, it gives like the whole story in the background. And I found this fascinating because I didn't even know anything about this cat. What's up, Smitty? If I didn't say hi before this, and then all of a sudden, like everybody's talking about him. So I wanted to share this with you guys so you could see what's going on. I'm going to start. Let's see. Let's get. I'm going to start with Dummy Kruger's coverage, and then from there we'll move on to Troll's coverage. Basically, again, of the same situation, but from different points of view. Let's see. Where is it? All right. Let me get this on here for you. I'll present. This is a video entitled First Amendment Order Banished from Erie County Again.
Deep dive into its history. But for now, I want to go over what I've learned thus far. This story technically begins about 6 years ago, where this man, Matt Reardon, was arrested and convicted of aggravating stalking of the mayor of Oxford, Mississippi. For that crime, he was actually banished from Lafayette County for 5 years, while also picking up what I believe is a lifetime protection order against him from the mayor. From what I can tell, he was granted early release from this probation and banishment, and he returned to Lafayette County after approximately 3 years. A lot happened from his return up until his new arrest that I will start going over on live streams, as I'm completely fascinated with his whole story. It's literally hours upon hours of content that I will need to decipher. When he did return after his banishment, he transformed into a First Amendment auditor, because why the hell not? He decided to test the limits of this protection order that the mayor has against him. That's where we'll pick up the story. On June 20th, 2022, Matt Reardon posted a video to YouTube chronicling his visit to City Hall and the mayor's office, whom has a restraining order against him.
Hey guys and gals, this is Matt Reardon with Lafayette County Audit. Today I'm here outside of City Hall in Oxford, Mississippi. I'm here to peacefully exercise my First Amendment rights to record in public and to ensure that our public servants, our officials, respect my constitutional right to record and to be here.
So he was only in City Hall for a couple minutes until he checks out the directory and heads straight upstairs towards the mayor's office. Now, the mayor's office was previously on the first floor, but she has since moved offices to the second floor. Why is this pertinent? Here's a piece of testimony that took place during a contempt hearing where Matt is accused and eventually found guilty of breaking the protection order. This is testimony from the mayor herself. "I can't really explain the fear I had that day knowing this monster was standing outside my door," said Robin. "My office is where it is because of Matt Reardon. I moved my office in 2017 because I was too accessible. I'll just say it's not fair to be scared sitting in my own office." So after staring through her window for a little bit, he walks away from her office for only about 30 seconds and then returns. I felt it important to show his actions because later in the video he claims he was just there to look at the historical artifacts of the building and file records requests, neither of which he does. So what exactly happened in 2017 that led to his first aggravated stalking arrest and this protection order from the mayor of Oxford, Mississippi? Robin Tannehill, the mayor, said her awareness of Reardon first began when she proposed a resolution to take down the state flag, which displayed the Confederate symbol. Reardon, a proponent of states' rights and the South, was reportedly and would attend meetings with a holstered gun. I first became fearful of Mr. Reardon when he came to a board meeting in 2017 and he had a gun on his lap, said Robin Tannehill in the court hearing. He glared at me and he pointed at me with his finger throughout the meeting. According to the mayor, when Reardon's actions began to escalate, the city introduced the idea of metal detectors at City Hall and new policies to ensure safety in courtrooms. East, who was a police officer, said they increased law enforcement presence in meetings when they knew Reardon would be present. Reardon would go on to make multiple social media posts and videos about Tannehill, calling her corrupt and a communist, and Ray an accomplice in her actions. Robin would later find out that Ray, her husband, defended Reardon's ex-partner in a domestic violence case against Reardon. According to the Tannehills, Reardon's posts would escalate in nature when it seemed that he lost visitation rights to his child, who he shared with the aforementioned partner. According to Robin, Reardon blames him for everything that went wrong with his life. "He's been fixated on me and my family for over 5 years and credited us irrationally on all decisions he made personally in his life." After standing there for a bit longer and chatting with another employee, a police officer arrives on scene.
What are we doing?
You have a restraining order. Come on.
I went to City Hall.
That's fine. You have a restraining order. That trumps up. I'm good. Go for it. We'll walk out.
Can I not come into City Hall?
If you have a restraining order on an employee that works here.
Okay, that's.
Are you in violation of a restraining order?
No, I didn't think I could. I didn't think I was barred from coming to City Hall.
If that supersedes the restraining order.
Sounds like you need to call and make an appointment before you come. Stay here, Matt. But you're being detained now.
I'm detained.
Yes. Here, do you want to go call dispatch?
I was gathering content for a story.
Oh, I forgot about that. He was also apparently gathering content for a story. Now, where the hell have we heard that before? He knows he isn't supposed to be there. He had mentioned the restraining order in multiple videos prior to coming to City Hall that day and is simply trying to play dumb here.
Okay.
Dave says this guy has nothing to do with auditors. So let's go back and listen to that again.
Go call dispatch.
I was gathering content for a story.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I was gathering content for a story. I was gathering content for a story.
Oh, I forgot about that. He was also apparently gathering content for a story. Now, where the hell have we heard that before? He knows he isn't supposed to be there. He had mentioned the restraining order in multiple videos prior to coming to City Hall that day and is simply trying to play dumb here.
Okay.
Can I get your phone number?
Real quick. Sometimes I get the feeling that maybe if he really does keep coming here every morning and paying attention, that Dave might start actually learning something. Okay, so he repeated a line on YouTube. So what? That doesn't mean he's an auditor. Okay, but there you go. You just said it. He repeated a line he saw on YouTube. Are you not beginning to understand the problem with what auditors do, the misinformation they're spreading, the ideas that they're spreading through the internet, a global medium to spread misinformation and disinformation and horrible ideas?
I'm both in the fifth.
We're good.
Can you get your badge number?
11.
11?
Yeah.
Officer Parker.
Call me Kevin. You know me.
I know you.
Going back to the middle school. All right. Look.
This is bullshit.
Look, whatever is going on outside of this, I'm just trying to make sure.
Who called you?
I have no idea.
I mean,
dispatch sent me here.
I've been into City Hall before,
Was
and
it whenever you had a restraining order?
this thing was bullshit from back in 2000.
Wait. Was it when you had a restraining order?
I prefer not to answer that question.
So you're invoking the fifth on that one too?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? He clearly knows he cannot be there just wandering around in the building. They did give him options outside of just showing up to handle any City Hall business he may need addressing, like making an appointment or handling his business via phone or email. Continuing with the article from the Oxford Eagle. The mayor then notified her husband of Reardon's presence in the building, and the Oxford Police Department was soon notified. Captain Donovan Lyons and Lieutenant Kevin Parker responded to the scene to apprehend Reardon and escort him away from City Hall. The officers told Reardon that he was in violation of a restraining order, and if he needed to visit City Hall, he could make an appointment. Reardon called the Tannehill's restraining order into question, arguing its legitimacy, but did not return to City Hall. I'm not scared of much, but it really makes me mad that I have to sit here and admit that this man scares me, said Robin. He scares me for me. He scares me for my family, and he scares me for everyone in my office. It is not fair for these people to be scared at work. It's not fair for me to worry about the safety of my family. I'm tired of it, she continued. It's time for something to be done.
But now,
So if I have an issue in the city, I cannot come to City Hall.
you need to call, explain the situation, make an appointment. That way y'all can all do that the legal way. That way it doesn't hem you up on the restraining order.
I mean, no.
Okay,
You
need to make an appointment before you go back in there, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
So I'm not detained anymore.
No, you're free to leave.
All right. Good to go. I'm also free to stay right here, correct?
More nonsensical First Amendment auditor lingo here. However, in this case, I believe he would actually be incorrect. From the article, according to court records, the restraining order issued in 2017 specified that Reardon could not come within 500 feet of the Tannehills or Ray Tannehill's law firm. Reardon violated the restraining order on June 20th, 2022 when he visited Oxford City Hall, which is Mayor Robin Tannehill's place of work. So he wasn't arrested on that day, though he would eventually be picked up by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations and hit with a second aggravated stalking charge.
I was ordered to leave City Hall because of a sham 2017 restraining order that the Oxford mayor, the then incoming Oxford mayor, took out on me. Okay. When I pled out, okay, I was charged with aggravated stalking. Ultimately, 3 days after I went into City Hall, the Oxford police chief refers a simple matter where I just simply walked into City Hall. I didn't see the mayor. I didn't threaten the mayor. I didn't ask for the mayor. But yet it was referred over to Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, and this jackass investigator hands down an arrest warrant for aggravated stalking, saying that me, and I haven't really been vocal about it like I should. I really haven't even publicized this, and it's kind of pretty shocking to me that I haven't. When I was fed the bad advice after being locked up for 3 months for walking into City Hall on June 20th to record the interior of City Hall, the historical artifacts, they kept me in jail for 3 months' time. I pled out to bad advice because I have 4 kids. My attorney said that because of all the influence with who all was involved, okay, that chances were they were going to exploit the statute, and whether or not we had a trial in Lafayette County or whether we got it moved to a neighboring county like Union County, all right, there was a good chance that the jury would be tainted and that they would get a conviction somehow, some way.
To reiterate, and I'm just scratching the surface here, but he believes, like seemingly a lot of criminals, that there is some massive conspiracy against him. From the handful of videos I've seen, the mayor, the police, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, the Mississippi Attorney General, even the United States Attorney General have all waged war against him because he's uncovering, quote, corruption, unquote.
They banished me for the...
All right. So I want to address a couple things real quick. First of all, the idea is that this guy is just like with Daryl Brooks and his sovereign citizen nonsense. People who are quote unquote auditors, people who support auditors and the whole sovereign citizen doctrine and all this stuff, they see like their little like, I gave a lady a hard time and hurt her feelings and then got paid for doing it. Yippee for me. I'm getting paid to be an asshole. It's great. They see that. But what they're not seeing is the long expanded extension of what their actions are doing, the attitudes, the information, the YouTube University of Law ideas that they're spreading. And because when you guys go out there and do your little BS audits, like, you know that you're full of crap and you know you're just doing it for the money, but then idiots hear what you guys are saying and actually believe it. And it creates people like this guy and Daryl Brooks and these other idiots that build this whole narrative in their brains that, I was on the internet. I could do whatever I want, whenever I want, as long as I have a camera. And then they believe it. You guys sell it as a joke so you can get paid. But people like this guy actually believe it and start doing these things because I'm holding a camera, right? Oh, I have a restraining order against this person. I can't go within 500 feet of them. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go within 500 feet of them, but this time I'm going to do it with my camera out. And since the frauditors told me that as long as I have my camera, I could literally do anything, I'm going to literally do whatever I want because I'm holding a camera. Don't you see the connection? You say, well, why are you showing this guy? What's the connection? He's spouting off all of the same nonsense that he gets from you guys, that he gets from the frauditors, that he gets from the sovereign citizens. You idiots put this information out there, and then other idiots find it and actually believe it, and then start basing their actions. They're actually bad actions. They're actually illegal actions. They're actually terrible actions because, well, I didn't break the law. I was just filming on the sidewalk, right? But the philosophy that you try to sell about why it's okay to do that, idiots like this guy hear that and think it's real, and they believe it, and they take bad actions because they think you're right, and they believe your false narrative. And you guys, frauditors, sovereign citizens, all this, are creating these guys.
Second time from Oxford and Lafayette County, a 5-year banishment. Put me on 5-year non-reporting unsupervised probation. As a condition of that, they imposed a 5-year banishment. Okay, so this is the second time this same area has banished me. All right, and it's because it's part of a bigger mission to cover everything up, because I've gotten truly on my grind as far as getting to the bottom of all the facts and details and what all happened. I've uncovered shocking amounts of public corruption right here in Lafayette County. Shocking amounts of public corruption. And 2 fake felony charges by this same county that figured out that they could abscond with their own liability for putting one of these charges against me and making sure that I can't get out of jail. All right. It's not fair that November 15th, I have to move out of the county.
Notice how all of the big, horrible, terrible corruption that his virtuous stance against government tyranny has uncovered. Basically, anytime he was ever convicted. That's what he uncovered, is that he's a bad guy and that he got caught. That's the big, horrible, evil corruption that he's uncovered, right? Is that he got caught for doing things that he shouldn't have been doing, and he got punished for it. Oh, I'm a superhero because I proved that these people are bad because they caught me. So let's calm down and listen to what he's saying. Take it at face value and give him the benefit of the doubt. I've never been to Lafayette County. I don't know how many buildings are there. But when you have a restraining order against a specific person who works in a specific building, you know you have a restraining order telling you need to stay at least 500 feet away from that person. And you know that that person works in that particular building. We're supposed to believe, and it's not hard for me to believe that this guy actually is that stupid, but come on. Even somebody with an 80 IQ should be able to understand this. If I'm not allowed to go anywhere near you, and I know that, and you work in this particular building, and I know the building you work in, out of all the buildings in the world, that's the one building that I just happened, by pure coincidence, accidentally to choose to do my audit in. Like, wait a minute. Yeah, Wharf Bear, Big Wes is done. He changed his channel to a gaming channel. He thought this would be a cool way to make some quick money, get paid to be an asshole. Realized that, like, this is actual real shit, and he's done. He learned his lesson, and he learned it fast, and now he's just a gaming channel. Good for Big Wes. But so anyway, back to this moron. So that's his big argument. There's this huge evil conspiracy against him because the building he's not supposed to go into and the person he's not supposed to go near that's in that building
by pure coincidence, just happens to be the same place that he just happened to be doing his audit. Like he knew she was there. He knew she was in there, but just happened to choose that specific building to film in. And we're supposed to believe that, even though he knew that that was the building and that she was in it, that he didn't, he just happened to choose that building. And the fact that they went after him for going in there is proof of a horrible, evil, rotten conspiracy against him. But you know you're not supposed to be in there. So why did you go in there? Well, to film. But you know you're not supposed to be in there. See, that proves that they're after me. Well, you're after them. That's why there's a restraining order against you, because you're after them. They're not after you. You're after them. You're stalking them. When was the last time the mayor came to your house? Never, ever, ever.
They literally gave me 45 days from the 30th of last month when everything went down. I had 45 days to leave the county.
More from the Oxford Eagle. Matthew Reardon has been banished from Lafayette County for the second time. Reardon, who had been charged with stalking Oxford Mayor Robin Tannehill, pleaded guilty on Friday in circuit court. As part of his sentence, Reardon was banished from Lafayette County for 5 years in order to be on unsupervised probation.
Where I live is on the outskirts of Lafayette County. So I'm ultimately now having to up and leave where I live.
Quit stalking people and maybe you won't have to.
Don't know honestly, I'm basically playing it day by day right now because this whole situation is so screwed up.
So he didn't receive any more jail time other than time served, just the banishment and probation. So what has he been doing since being let out of jail in early October? Well, it seems he has his eyes set on the mayor of Holly Springs, Mississippi, whom he just had a major confrontation with, and frauditing around with fellow First Amendment auditor Rogue Nation.
My biggest regret is not standing up for myself the way that I should have stood up for myself.
There it is. There it is. There it is. What was David saying about this guy isn't an auditor? Oh, wait a minute. He's been going out on audits with Rogue Nation. Wow. Real stand-up guy we got here, huh? The company you keep?
When I was being held in jail on a felony accusation that I knew I was innocent of, just had bad attorney advice, bad attorney representation, an attorney that didn't want to talk to me, didn't want to come up and see me. Yeah, I did. I fired it. I sent him a text message, and in fact, I said, his name is Mark McClinton, by the way, who's decided to blow off every text message of mine, knowing that today was the final day to get in this motion. And he gave me the big fuck you. So I said, the other day on Friday, I said, you were appointed by the court to do a job that you didn't do. You have miserably failed me as my attorney and your client. You are fired.
First, you don't necessarily get to fire your public defender. The court can replace the attorney, but not you. Second, he doesn't even represent you any longer as your case is settled and you pled guilty. Lastly, these are the exact same arguments he made when he received his first banishment in 2017. Shortly after taking the plea deal in 2017, he claimed inefficient counsel and that he didn't understand what he was pleading guilty to. The pattern seems to be that as soon as he pleads guilty, blame corruption, blame your lawyer, and never, ever, ever take any responsibility for yourself.
Down to the wire. It's 4:36. I have until 5 o'clock to get a motion into Lafayette County Circuit Court to effectively what I'm doing is I'm asking the court to allow me to withdraw my plea of guilty that was given at the end of last month. Never should have happened. Never should have happened. Never should have listened to the bad advice from my public defender.
So he ends up dropping a motion off to recant his guilty plea, though I think that might be a mighty hill to climb. I'll keep an eye out on what he does moving forward, but I'm more interested in looking further into his past. Be on the lookout for future live streams where we will be covering him extensively. Before I let Matt take us out with another one of his raps, please remember to subscribe, like, and comment below.
So anyway, there's that. And then Frauditor Troll ended up covering the same story. And we'll get into that in a minute, but there's so much to unpack there and so much that's going on. One of the things that I wanted to discuss about this specifically, wait a minute, I was muted. Oh, all right, I'm back. All right, phone ringing again. More spam. Would you like to buy car insurance on your car? Sure. Which car? Your car? Yeah. You're a legit fuck insurance company calling me. Screw you. Anyway, so the way he ended it there, talking about filing motions. All right. This is a big one from these guys. So I want to explain this, not just for these idiots. Yeah, right, Jimbo? Not just these idiots and their nonsense in general, but this whole argument. Like, for you guys in the chat, like, I want you all to very clearly understand this. Blandino does it. This idiot does it. Tons of these guys do it. Direct D does it. I've seen so many of these guys do this in court. What you need to understand is that when you have a defense attorney, your attorney's job is to provide the best possible defense. Okay? For example, let's say that you rob a bank. You actually did it. You robbed the bank. And you get caught. Your lawyer is going to, hey, and on One News, what's up? Your lawyer's job, your defense attorney's job, Corrections 101, hello, is to try and put together the best possible defense that they can. Knowing that you did it, they still have to try and figure out how to defend you. Were there any witnesses? Is there anyone who can testify that you did it? Do they have video camera evidence proving that it was you who did it? How do we go against that? Well, they're accusing you of 3 different things, but they agreed that if you plead guilty to one, that they'll knock off the other 2. Like, they're trying to help you as much as they possibly can. If you do something, and again, this is extremely important to understand. So if any of you guys ever get in trouble with the law for any reason, remember this, because these guys don't seem to understand. Your defense attorney's job is to create the best possible defense they can for you. Your defense attorney's job is not to do whatever you say, even if it's wrong. All of these guys like to say that their defense attorneys are horrible and never get a attorney because these guys are terrible. Why? Because when I grab a piece of paper and I write down on it, "Dear Judge, you cannot lock me in jail because I think you're a mean old meanie," and then they hand that to the defense attorney and say, "You need to file that motion with the court." And the defense attorney looks at that and says, "I'm not filing this. This is some garbage gobbledygook nonsense you scribbled on a piece of paper. This isn't a motion. This is an idiot being stupid. I'm not going to embarrass myself in front of the court by handing them this piece of paper." Now the defense attorney isn't doing his job because he didn't hand in the piece of paper that you told him he had to hand in. So now, not only do these guys think that all government employees are their slaves and that all humans on the street are also their slaves, but their defense attorney is specifically their slave. If I hand you a piece of paper, you hand it to the judge, whether it's nonsensical or not, because I told you to. Oh, so I'm going to risk getting disbarred by turning in frivolous, stupid, sovereign citizen, nonsensical, judge meanie should let me go motions that have no legal basis in anything, and I'm a bad lawyer because of that? Your defense attorney's job is not to do what you tell him to do. His job is to create the best possible defense he can for you. I'm going to repeat that. Your defense attorney's job is not to do what you tell him to do. His job is to mount the best possible defense he can for you. And if they don't just do what they say, then he's a terrible lawyer. He's a lousy lawyer. He's a piece of crap. Never get an attorney because all they're going to do is screw you over. They're all part of a conspiracy. No, you're an idiot. You're trying to file frivolous, stupid motions that are like baby talk written on a, dear Miss Judge, I don't like you because you meanie. Here, hand this to the court. No, screw you. How about that? Hand that to the court, dumbass. Anyway. Yes, Graham, that's exactly right. That's exactly my point. He's talking about I should have never took the plea. Let's look, for example, again, going back to the Darrell Brooks trial. He was found guilty on 76 counts, okay? Now, in that particular situation, they will, whatever. It's murder, so it's different, I know. But talking about the legality of it, the actual technical aspects of how these cases are handled, right? It's not about whether it's specifically a murder case or not. I'm talking about the legality of how a defense is mounted and handled, so because he chose to defend himself. It's possible that a defense attorney could have gotten him at least some of those counts removed. I mean, 76 counts. The dude was going to spend the rest of his life in jail no matter what. It was guaranteed. But at least the defense attorney could have at least gotten some of them dismissed. Maybe he would have got found guilty on 60 things instead of 76 things. Who knows? Again, in that case specifically, he was going to spend the rest of his life in jail no matter what he did. But the point is, without a defense attorney, there wasn't even a chance. And when this guy's like, I never should have took the plea, well, then if you took it to court, you might have found guilty on everything instead of just the one thing you pled guilty to. And then complaining about being banished from somewhere that it's like you can't go to the frickin' mayor over and over and over again and stand outside her office and stare at her like a creepazoid, go, here's Johnny. And it's totally cool. And they should just let you do that because there are people in the world that have these things called, like knives, guns, people who hate the mayor or hate the city or hate the state and would actually cross that line and do something. So it's not because they're afraid of a camera. It's because of the idiot holding it. It's not the camera. It's the idiot holding it. It's not the camera. It's the idiot holding it. How many times do I have to explain this to you morons before you understand? Anyway, happy Friday. Frauditors are not that bright. Well, obviously, it seems obvious to me at this point that every single one of these guys is stupid, because why would you even become a frauditor in the first place unless you were stupid to begin with? How come you don't go out and audit? Because I have a life. How about that? I don't have time to go around waggling my camera in people's faces and pissing them off on purpose. I just don't have time for that. So, again, hey, what's up? All right, good luck, iKiss. God bless. Hope you feel better. Hope everything works out. It's all good. Love you. Love all you. So now, again, it was fascinating to me because that video I just showed popped up, and then very shortly after, Frauditor Troll made a video about the same guy. So I thought, oh man, this story's like, this is breaking news right now. So let's go ahead and look at this story from Frauditor Troll's point of view, and see what he has to say about the same thing.
If you want more context, there are 2 videos in the description that will give you a lot more context and will give you the whole story. But briefly, this is what happened. So 5 years ago, this clown was stalking and harassing a judge. He got a restraining order taken against him by the judge. Now, I believe it was last week, he went back inside the courthouse while the judge was present in the building. Therefore, he violated his restraining order. Now, they didn't arrest him on the spot. They did detain him, and they took down his information, and they made a report. A lot of you guys, when I covered that video, were outraged. You're like, oh man, he should have been arrested. Well, here you are. He got arrested. Justice was served. So now, instead of towing the vehicle, the police officers were kind enough to let him drive himself to the police station, but they are escorting him. And while all this is happening, he's e-bagging. He's saying, I'm going to be taken into custody. Help me, send me money and all that stuff. It's really pathetic. That being said, enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Matt Reardon with Lafayette County Audit. I need y'all to do me a huge favor right now. Everybody that supports me, everybody that's backed my channel. I'm currently I'm in custody by the Lafayette County Sheriff's Department. There's one unit right in front of me and there's one unit right behind me. I'm trying to change the there he is right there. It's an escort to the Sheriff's Department, so they would not tow my vehicle. They are revoking my custody. They're revoking my custody. The district attorney, late this afternoon, filed a motion to revoke my probation and hold me in jail. They've got a revocation hearing tomorrow, from what I've been told. It means I've got to go spend the night in the jail tonight.
So far, what I'm understanding from the whole situation is that these officers are really kind to let you keep your car and not tow it and let you drive yourself to the police station. That's really nice of them, and they didn't have to do that. So he should be grateful instead of e-begging.
This is a bit. I'm glad that they're actually letting me take my my car to the Sheriff's Department parking lot so they don't have to tow it. Something that my wife had basically pleaded for. I didn't break any, wasn't speeding or anything. Guys, I need y'all to share this live stream. All right, share this live stream. On the way back from Holly Springs after the City Hall meeting, there was I was pulled over as soon as I crossed the county line by Lafayette County Sheriff's Department. Came to my window, had a revocation sheet or a revocation writ or whatever the district attorney, Tiffany Kilpatrick, filed a motion to revoke my probation. And they are putting me in jail tonight.
Yup, that's how probations work. If you're on probation and you commit any additional crimes, your probation will be revoked and then you're sent right back to jail.
Yep.
I've done
That's what probation is.
nothing to deserve this.
Yes, you
Those
have.
that follow my channel know the bullshit, the cover-up from Lafayette County over and over and over and over again.
All right, here's another thing. This is another thing that I've always wondered about these idiots in general, not just frauditors with soft sits and anyone like this guy, really, and the stories they tell. And it is amazing how stupid they are. What's with this, like, they're all after me stuff? Like, if okay, giving the benefit of the doubt and assuming that everything he says is completely honest and he's not lying and he's not building a false narrative, why would the government choose you specifically to be their target if you've never done anything wrong to draw their attention to you? Well, I uncovered, they chose, and that's his thing. They chose me as a target because I uncovered their corruption. Oh, whoa, you uncovered corruption? Well, what corruption did you uncover? Well, they're after me. All right. Listen. The government is after you because you found out that they were doing something and you uncovered their corruption. That's why they chose you as their target. What is the terrible, horrible, evil, corrupt thing they're doing that you uncovered? Well, they're coming after me. Right. They're coming after you, and your excuse is that they're coming after you because you exposed their corruption. What corruption did you expose that they're coming after you? But they're coming after you because you exposed that they're coming after you, and that's why they're coming after you, because they're coming after you? See how this story starts to sound like your standard frauditor sovereign citizen nonsense? Man, these people, I'm telling you, it's like, it sometimes it makes me think that maybe someone like, and before I get into this, I want to make sure that y'all understand, Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, I actually like him, like on a human level. Like, I've been on his channel a few times. I could sit and have a conversation with the guy and completely think every word coming out of his mouth is absolutely batshit crazy, but he's not being rude or mean or nasty about it. He believes this stuff. I think it's a bunch of nonsense. I tell him that, and we have a nice discussion about it. But this is the kind of thing that he would say, like, oh, well, the government's doing this and they're doing that, and it's all part of this conspiracy to get all this stuff done. And it's like, yeah, but if you believe that stuff and you sell it, you get idiots like this guy who are following that line of rationale to its inevitable end, which is prison.
Y'all share this. I've got about 3 more minutes till we're at the sheriff's department, and they take me into, and they put me in handcuffs and bring me inside.
Yes.
They're actually allowing me to bring my car up to the front, to the parking lot of the sheriff's department. I need your help. Those that support me. Those that are subscribed to my channel. I've literally been through hell because of this county. Did nothing wrong. And literally get pulled over. They were waiting on me to cross the line on the way back to the house. Haven't been in Oxford or Lafayette County. Literally the only way to get to Holly Springs is the outskirts of the highway. My banishment, I'm supposed to be out of Lafayette County for good by November 15th. I have 2 weeks left. These people are trying to revoke everything. There's a revocation hearing tomorrow. If you have the ability to donate, to assist,
begging.
my Cash App is $1A Audit. 1A Audit.
Okay, so he's saying it's $1A Audit. That's his Cash App account. Okay, great. Let me go get my credit card. But wait a minute. Why would we financially support a criminal that keeps breaking his probation, violating his restraining orders? Why would we encourage a criminal that won't help himself?
Please.
Hey,
Driving
Dave, I thought you
calls.
said this guy had nothing to do with
Driving
First Amendment
support.
auditors. And why is his freaking name 1A Audit?
There's no sense in this. There's absolutely no sense in this.
There's no sense in your
Check out my
behavior.
videos to see exactly all the bullshit that has gone on from Lafayette County Sheriff's Department. I believe that this is all stemming from the Holly Springs mayor. At the end of the meeting, the Board of Aldermen meeting, she made sure to basically attack me 6 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, it's her fault you stalked
And
her.
then on the way back home, get pulled over.
Duh.
I need you all to share this, okay? We're about to pull up to the Sheriff's Department now.
Yes.
I'll keep this thing live
Lock 'em up.
as
lock 'em
long
up,
as
lock 'em up,
possible.
up.
Somebody needs to get the proper authorities involved on this.
They are involved.
There's absolutely no sense in this.
There's no sense in anything you're saying.
Hold on.
Lock him up, lock him up, lock him in a cell and throw away the key. Feed it to an alligator. Let him dig it out of the poop. Well, it's funny how none of these guys would ever even consider to stop breaking the law. They just keep filming themselves breaking it. That's what they want to do.
I thought about it on the way up here. I don't feel uncomfortable leaving it unlocked. And do you care if Hobie or I run her the key and just lock it up?
She's deathly terrified of coming up here to the Sheriff's Department because of what happened back in 2017.
If I put them on your doorstep or at your house.
I just don't want the car. I don't feel comfortable leaving the vehicle unlocked. I want the vehicle locked. I'm trying to do you a solid.
I understand.
But I gotta lock the
All right,
vehicle.
let me call her and tell her.
If you'll ask her if we can some kind of way get her the key and lock it up, she can come up here anytime tomorrow and get it. Won't have to interact with anybody.
Hey, can he can he drop the keys off at the front door or at the front porch of the house? All right, it'll be Hobie, but that way you don't have to come up here to the jail, to the Sheriff's Department to get it.
So he's talking about the sheriff department being corrupt and all the corruption that's going on. But meanwhile, these cops are the most accommodating I have ever seen. Now they're almost bending backwards to make sure that his wife gets the car as soon as possible. Honestly, this criminal should be really happy by the way they're treating him.
And I just filed a motion to withdraw the guilty plea. Like, these people know that I'm trying to that all this was sham. And what is the district attorney's response? To file to revoke my probation.
All right. And there it is right there. That was the boom moment. That was the whole reason why I wanted to show Dummy Kruger's video and Frauditor Troll's video about this guy in this situation. It's the logic of the frauditor. It's the logic of the sovereign citizen. It's the logic of everyone that's illogical. It's the logic of the illogical. So you violate your probation by walking into the office that your protection order says you need to stay 500 feet away from. So you walk in there, which is a violation of your probation. And then you file a motion that your lawyer wouldn't file for you because it's an insane motion to revoke your guilty plea. Your parole is revoked because you violated your parole by walking into that office, but it's because you filed that motion later on that they revoked your parole. It has nothing to do with the fact that you violated your parole and filmed yourself doing it and posted it on your YouTube channel. Can't possibly be that. It has to be because they filed a motion. You filed a motion that they didn't like. And so to retaliate for you filing a motion that they didn't like, they revoked your probation. It has nothing to do with the fact that you broke your probation and filmed it and posted it on YouTube. No, can't be that. No possible way it could be that. Dum, 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 dum. I'm so stupid, I'm a dum dum. I will film myself being stupid because I am such a dum dum. Little camera. And so, finally, one last thing for this morning that I wanted to show you guys. This is on a different subject, but I was planning on bringing it up anyway, and then I just happened to see in my chat a lot of people talking about this kind of thing or related subjects. So let's take a look at some of the frauditor / offset side of the fence, some of their heroes' philosophies on life, and see if we could find any common threads. This is from Masshole's stream yesterday, and if you guys saw it, this is the beginning of the stream, and if you guys watched it, you know exactly where I'm going with this. And if you don't, just wait. Before I play this next clip, I want to seriously give a warning. If you're standing up, sit down, because what you're about to hear is going to make you want to find who this dude is and murder him, because it is insane what this dude's about to say. Check this out. You talk about how much these people piss people off. Just wait. You thought Casey Camera Boy and Silence Boy pissed you off? Wait till you hear this douche hammer. Oh, this is bad stuff. It's great stuff, but it's bad.
Not a creep at all. Let's listen to what he has to say. This is gonna be fantastic. You're gonna love this guy.
Let's go to the phones instead. Joe is listening in New York. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Joe.
Hi, this is Joe from New York. I have a question for Ian.
Yes, Joe.
Why do you on occasion seem to imply that sexual contact between children and adults is acceptable?
Well, I think that people can consent to the behavior they would like to engage in.
What do you believe the age of consent to be?
I think that it's whenever you're able to make that decision for yourself.
So, in other words, according to you, say, I don't know, a 6-year-old, they could consent. They could decide to consent to sexual contact with an adult.
I think that it's really, while I might find that reprehensible personally, it's really none of my business.
So you don't think that would be a crime?
I can tell you, sir, that I engaged in sexual contact with somebody who was 16 when I was 10, and
I thought it was 11.
People would call. whatever. I don't remember exactly what year it happened, but I was pretty darn young, and I was fully able to make that decision for myself. Would you call that a crime?
Absolutely, of course, it's a crime.
Whoa.
Children don't have the developmental ability to consent. I mean, that is just a clear, obvious fact, and it's simply disturbing that you wouldn't understand that. But I have an idea on why you might not, and that's because many abuse victims, due to the psychological trauma of the abuse, make up excuses for their abuser and basically blame themselves.
Oh, no, I don't feel like I was abused. I consented. You understand that? See, this is what's very insulting to me, that you can sit there and say, well, you were too young. You didn't know what the hell you were doing. You're 10 years old. You can't make those decisions. That was illegal what happened. That was a crime. And I'm telling you, Joe, that I absolutely knew what I was doing. I made the choice to climb out of my window at night. I made the choice to climb in his window. And I made the choice to engage in the activities I engaged in. Not him. He didn't force me into it.
He got video games out of it.
Ian, that's this idea you're fooling yourself. And
It's ridiculous that I am an individual who can make choices.
Let him finish.
Not at 11 years old. I highly suggest you see the psychiatrist, Dr. Ross. His website is rossinst.com. And if you find that challenging to believe, perhaps your co-host may want to consider, what you're making the liberty movement in your own show look like, and saying these utterly criminal, ridiculous.
What am I making the movement look like by being honest about myself and my life and my choices?
Wait a second, Joe. I agree.
It infuriates me, by the way.
I agree with you that this it disturbs me when he talks about stuff like this, and I've been on the show for a long time now, and I wonder to myself the same things that you've asked. Now, I would never level an accusation at him like that, but I wonder, how did his gay child prostitution affect his decision-making skills today? But I guess I have to ask some questions. So,
maybe it made me a little more open-minded toward the ability of young people to be able to make decisions for themselves.
You sound open-minded right now. But what I have to ask Joe, I have to ask you some questions. So he made some decisions, and let's call it 10 years old. He had previously said 11, so it probably spanned a period of months.
Now, here's a question I have.
So that's Ian Freeman for you.
Whoa, there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. So
he was a child prostitute?
Well, no, so that's where it gets a little bit fuzzy. So Free Keene is not a terribly popular movement in Keene, New Hampshire. There are groups that pop up online a lot. Hobie just really kind of like digital pitchforks out. Really wish that they would go away. Can't imagine why. And so a lot of his detractors would state that this is highly unlikely, that he's making up a story to justify his strange views on minors having sex with adults and their ability to consent. I mean, I would say that if he's telling the truth and he's being authentic, that's very sad. And it's obviously warped his mind and his perception. And he's espousing some pretty reprehensible views, in my opinion. Obviously he has the right to say them. Nobody's come and stoned him in the streets or arrested him for this particular speech. I don't think it's a right that needs to be exercised. And I really question what makes somebody think like that. So maybe it's just that he's a traumatized child that's grown into a broken man that has these views that are just patently untrue, just false. And that's sad, but it's also disturbing. And it's disturbing. The other way to look at this would be that he's a predator, and that he is fabricating a story to justify his feelings and thoughts about being a predator. That he doesn't see himself as a predator.
Ding, ding, ding. In my opinion.
Right. It's hard to say either way. To add a layer to this, again, at one point, Free Keene was raided, one of their properties, for child pornography.
More layers than a fucking onion.
Surprising. Yeah. Not
right. So there's a lot of people. Let me pull up the details here. I know that it ended up being okay, so yeah. Let's see what year this was, just so that I'm accurately reporting this, because it's been a while since I've gone over this story. So it was, sorry.
Oh, this is the best comment. You win.
It was 2016. Yeah. And their studio for I think it was Free Talk Radio was rated for child pornography. And what ended up happening was I believe that the charges were dropped because they could not prove who accessed this particular website, right? And he was questioned about it. And his co-host even questioned him about it and said, like, did you access the website? And of course, Freeman was like, no, I don't even know what site it is that they're claiming I accessed, right? Like,
Okay, so there's that. That's basically the point she's making at the end there is the cops did raid them. They did find kiddie porn, but they couldn't prove that he specifically was the guy who put the kiddie porn on the computer. But his views on the age of consent being the way they are, it's hard to believe that it wasn't him. But they couldn't prove it, so whatever. But the point is that, and again, I thought that was a fascinating story, but when I saw people in my chat talking about, but what about these child predators or whatever, it's like, yeah, here's one of them. Like, here you go. Chew on that for a while. This has nothing to do with psychology either. This is, and you could look it up, this is an absolute scientific fact. And this is why we adults can look back at our own lives when we were young and say, what the hell was I thinking? Why did I ever do that? That was so stupid. I can't believe I thought that was a good idea. The part of the brain that controls the decision-making process does not completely form until everybody's body grows at a different rate, but it takes about 25 to 35 years for the part of your brain that controls your decision-making process to fully grow and mature. So that's the literal, physical, scientific rationale behind minors not being able to make those kind of decisions. If I asked my 6-year-old, well, he's 8 now. If I asked my 8-year-old what he wants for dinner, he's probably going to say either macaroni and cheese or pizza. Well, I, being an adult, know and understand that it would be extremely unhealthy to allow him to eat nothing but macaroni and cheese and pizza. So even though that's what he wants, I know that it's a bad idea to just let him have that every day, right? Because I'm an adult and I know better. But if I let him decide, he's gonna probably, you talk about health problems, you'd be 16 years old and have diabetes and be obese and high blood pressure and all that before you're even out of high school, because I just let you decide what you wanted to eat because children should be allowed to make their own decisions. How could you not understand that that's an insane idea? How can that not make sense to you that that's an insane idea? Oh, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I love my morning crew so much. Glad to have you guys all on board for the show this happy Friday morning. I'm pretty much going to wrap it up here. Like I said, I got some plans and things. I've been inspired to make some changes and to do some things over the weekend. When we come back Monday morning, it's going to be great. There definitely is a good possibility that you guys are going to see me popping in and around some of the people's chats over the weekend. Again, depending on how everything goes, I might even pop up and do some random streams in between every once in a while, like on a Friday night or Saturday night. If there's nothing going on, I'll pop on here just for fun, hang out, chat, maybe listen to music, whatever. I don't know, always something different. But keep your eyes open. Commentator Auditor has Commentator Auditor roast tonight. And I've been invited to check that out and possibly participate. So there's a possibility that you guys might see me there. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap it up here. I apologize, David, that I didn't have any good rants today. I'm saving them up for next week because I got a lot of stuff that I want to get into, but I want to make sure that I got my stuff together and I'm ready to, like, because I'm getting to the point now as I'm finding, like, the more I do this and the more I dig into it, the more I realize that it isn't the real power that I have isn't going to come from me just getting mad and going off, but backing it up with legitimate law, with legitimate statistics, with legitimate reasons, not just opinions. So I'm working on doing some research on my own to pull up some stuff to get some of the tools necessary, because what I've come to realize going back and looking at a lot of my older videos is that when it comes down to, and this is specifically from like when I interviewed Direct D and a couple of the times that I interviewed Rogue Nation, and even when I was on Troll's channel and I was talking to Audit them and who else, Craig and all these guys, and like I just felt like I'm trying to be open-minded and have discussions and all that good stuff. But then I realized, and it was when I had a conversation, and I don't even remember whose panel I was on, but I ended up getting into it with Nick Volt, of all people. Like, what am I getting into it with him for? Well, because I had seen him in a billion chats and watched so many videos that he was on the panel with that I was like, oh, okay, I know who this guy is. I know what he's doing. So when I mentioned that, he was like, you don't know me. And he went off for like 45 minutes having nothing to do with the subject, saying, you don't know me. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you would mention my name. And how dare you put my name in your mouth? And he's like going off on me. And it's like, dude, all I'm saying is I'm familiar with your work. Like, you're all over the internet. I see you on the internet. And you're going to go off on me because I mentioned that I know who you are? Like, whatever. So ever since then, I've been sort of looking at myself and the way I handle some of these situations and realizing that there's a line between being open-minded, being fair, being honest, and allowing the other person to share their point of view without, being disrespectful to them as a human being, right? And that's what I was trying to do. But I've realized that there's a fine line between that and me not putting my foot down, not me making my stance. I'm letting them spout off all their nonsense, and I'm not calling them out on it because I'm trying not to be rude and condescending. But then it's like, wait a minute, this is my channel. This is my platform. And if I know for a fact that you're spouting off nonsense, I should be calling you out on it. Screw that. Mr. Nice Guy's gone. All right. I'm still fun. I'm still happy. I still laugh. And as a human being, I still respect all of you guys. But whether you're a frauditor, well, okay. No respect for SGV, no respect for KC Camera Boy, no respect for Silence Boy, no respect for NC Tyrant Hunter. I could go on. There's a bunch of them that I have literally no respect for, not even on a human level, right? But even the ones I do, it's like I can't. I'm done holding back. I've been trying to just whatever. So anyway, like I said. For October, I did the Halloween season shows, and then now I'm doing my sort of in-betweens. But then starting Monday, I'm going to be doing my Thanksgiving season shows, and it's still going to be me doing what I do. I'm not going to stop this. But what I'm saying is when I do my pre-prep before the shows, I'm going to start taking it beyond, just finding videos I want to talk about and getting more into, look, This is how I feel. I'm going to state my case. This is my channel. This is my platform. And if you don't like what I have to say, you could come on here and say your thing. But I'm done just being like, oh, well, yeah, I understand what you're saying, although I disagree. No, you know what? Screw that. You know what? If you come onto my channel and you say, well, you know, it's good that frauditors do what they do. And instead of me saying, well, I disagree, but I'm going to say, no, you know what? You're a freaking idiot. Shut the hell up. You're wrong. Get off my channel. And I could click. And this is the thing. This is my channel. You guys can't see it, but if you have StreamYard, I got this little box right next to my face, right down here. I'm looking at it right now. It's right here. Okay. And if somebody comes on my channel and I don't like what they have to say, all I got to do is click this little button and they're gone. Poof. And I don't have to listen to their bullshit anymore. It's that easy. So whatever. Freedom of speech. Guess what? I have it too. And I can say what I want too. Right? So you guys go ahead and keep calling everyone who films that isn't one of you guys a campback Karen, and keep, telling everybody that defense attorneys are terrible, evil monsters because they won't bend over backwards to follow your demands. Keep telling everybody that thinks that anything that is illegal, anything, it could be murder, it could be robbery, it could be theft, it could be trespassing, it could be anything. But just remember, according to these guys, if anyone in this chat believes that there are certain things you just shouldn't do because, well, one, because you shouldn't do them because they're wrong, but two, because the fact that it's illegal makes you a bootlegger. Seriously? Now, the comparison with the Nazis always drives me nuts. It's like, okay, so if I'm holding you down with my boot in your face, telling you to lick the dirt off the bottom of my boot, and beating you with the butt of my gun because you refuse to show me your ID, I'm supposed to believe that that's the same thing as me saying, you got ID, sir? No. Oh, okay. False equivalencies much? Oh, don't get me started on that, Leland. When they start comparing themselves to Rosa Parks. I went off on that yesterday, and Martin Luther King Jr. and all these real civil rights fighters fighting for freedom and change. And no. It drives me nuts. I'll give you guys a little preview, okay? What I'm doing is I'm actually creating. Oh, there he is. Welcome, Rogue Nation. Anyway, he's actually one of the ones who inspired me to come up with this idea. So going forward, what I'm doing is I'm actually creating a game. It's like a trivia game. I'm coming up with a set of rules and a set of questions that I would like frauditors to answer. Okay. Rule number one, I actually got this rule. I created this rule because of Rogue Nation. Rule number one is if I ask a question and you answer with a question, that's not an answer. That's a question. So that's null and void because that's not an answer. That's a question. Answering a question with a question isn't an answer. It's a question. That's why it's called a question. And the questions are going to be things like, for example, the one I always ask and have never, ever, ever heard anyone offer any kind of a reasonable explanation about on any level is, why is it that you, as the auditor, Frauditor, have the right to film anything you can see in public, but I, as an American citizen, don't have the right to film you. Well, you do have the right to film me. Well, then how come I'm just a Canbecking Karen if I do? How come I'm a diddler and a piece of crap and a horrible thing, and you're going to FOIA my footage, and how dare I? How come it's okay for you to film, but it's not okay for me to film if I'm filming you? Here's another question. How come you believe that anyone who works, and the statement that they always make is, well, if you work for the government and you don't like it, you should get a job in the private sector. But like the KC Camera Boy video I showed earlier shows, that's easy to say, but look at the actual practical reality of what happens. Not what you say, but what actually happens. Frauditors go after people in the private sector all the time. So why is it that you believe that if somebody works for the government, that means that their job as a government employee, like, okay, so I go for a job interview, right? And I walk into this place because, you know what? Government jobs are the best jobs. They have the best benefits. They pay the best money. So I'm going to get a job for the government, right? Oh, no, wait. Okay, Rogue. Okay, wait. Hold on a second. Where is it? You get butthurt because we call you Canback Karens. See? That's not an answer. Why are you going to call us Canback Karens for doing the same thing you do? If your goal is to teach the world that it's okay to film, then why aren't you celebrating when people film? Why are you a Karen? Why? It's not about whether or not I get butthurt if you call me a Canback Karen. It's about, why would you call me a Canback Karen if I'm doing what you're fighting for me to be able to have the right to do? You should be like, yes, finally everyone's filming. Beautiful, wonderful, great. No, it's like, oh my God, they're filming me. Oh, don't film me, you Canback Karen. Don't you dare put your camera on me, you Canback Karen. I'm a frauditor. I can film, but you can't. You can't film. No, not you. I can film all I want because I'm a frauditor, but you can't film. You're a Canback Karen, so don't film me. Little baby girl punk. I got butthurt. It's not about getting butthurt. It's about why. Why? Same reason they call us suspicious. Okay, what is it? What is it? Are you serious? That's your answer? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Okay, the same reason they call us suspicious. So if you walk into a building where someone is working, it's their place of employment. They're there because they belong there. They're there because they work there. And you walk in with a camera and you start waving your camera around and everything. And then I pull my camera out and I work there. I'm at my place of business. I belong there. That's the same thing. That's suspicious. The fact that you're in my place of business and I want to know what the hell's going on is the same thing as me thinking you're suspicious. False equivalency, stupid, answer denied. Next one. Government workers have no right to film during work. So the First Amendment doesn't apply to government workers. That's right, I forgot, because government workers are your personal slaves. That's right, I forgot that. I forgot that when you get a job with the government, you have to sign away all your rights and promise to be the slave of anyone with a camera. If somebody walks in with a camera, you're supposed to bend over backwards and offer to suckle their penis because they have a camera. So you have to kiss their ass and scoop the poop out with your tongue when they go to the bathroom because you're a slave and you do what they tell you to do when they tell you to do it. And if you film them, you're breaking the rules. But I thought that the First Amendment meant everyone was a member of the press. What would the rules and regulations that don't apply to anyone ever because they're just rules and they're not laws all of a sudden apply if they film you? If you film them, it's just rules. That's just regulations. That doesn't mean anything. But if they're filming you, then it applies. Then they better follow the regulations. Same thing with the ID and the cops. Same thing with that. Regulations don't apply to me. Policies don't apply to me, but your policies apply to you because I'm the one with the camera. I am your God. Bow down before me because I own a camera. Oh, shit. The same rights are given up when working. They can't carry guns in the clerk's office either. Oh, yeah. You're right, Rogue. Yeah. Carrying guns into places where guns aren't allowed. That's the same thing. False equivalency much? All right. Will you say something that makes sense, please, so we can get this conversation going? Walmart workers can't carry guns either. Okay. And what? So what? So that means that they're your slave now? Because there are rules? Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that people who have jobs have to follow the rules of their job? Wow. Who's ever heard of such a thing? What did I walk into here? Oh, what's up, Ironton? I was asking some questions, and then Rogue Nation decided to answer my questions with non-answers, as always. And I just got done saying, look at this, Ironton. Look at what he's saying. Can a clerk of a court tell you who they are voting for at work? They don't have the First Amendment. What does that have to do with what I'm saying? The question I asked that set this whole thing off was, I said, I was talking about the idea that if you come in filming, what's up, Scott Hamill? If you come in filming and somebody else films you, they're a cambacker, they're a Karen, they're a diddler, they're a whatever else names you want to call them. And then he said, well, because blah, 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 whatever. The point that he's trying to make is that if they film you, it's their First Amendment right. If you film them, you're a piece of shit. So I'm trying to say that if your whole thing is that it's okay to film in public, how am I supposed to believe that when it's only okay for you to film in public? If anybody else films in public, they're breaking policies, they're combat Karens, they're bad, they're horrible, they're terrible. So what are you when you go filming in public? If they're those things for filming in public, then what are you for filming in public? Why is it different? Well, I don't work there. All the more reason why you don't belong there filming in the first place. Because you don't work there. You don't belong there. It's none of your damn business what's going on in there, except that you want to bait people and insult people and piss people off until they freak out and then accuse them of being rude when they freak out over your actions as Captain Dumbass. I don't mind if private citizens film me. Well, good for you. Happy Easter. You want a cookie? Let's see. And they don't claim to be working. I think I understand. If you're at work, someone could tell you what you may or might not say and do while on the clock. Well, this is the thing, Ironton. It's like, if you have a job, there are certain things you do and don't do when you're at work. And it makes sense. I mean, Like, for example, when I was teaching, right? Obviously, I couldn't go into third grade math class and start the class by saying, "Hey kids, how you doing?" and then whip my thing out and start giving them a show. Like, obviously there are things you can't do at work. Like, duh, there are lines you can't cross. But saying that following those rules makes you a useless, no good, rotten turd that needs to be treated like dirt by auditors because you have the sheer audacity to actually be a responsible adult and actually work a real job for your money to take care of your family, to take care of your bills, to get some kind of, medical insurance and time off and paid weekends and things that you don't get from YouTube, right? Benefits, 401k, all this other stuff. Like, if you are trying to be a responsible adult and get all that stuff, you're a piece of crap and you need to bow down before my camera because I'm an auditor and all that matters is that auditors are gods. And just like Glenn Serio said, you can't arrest a god. They think they're gods, and all of us are their servants that must bow down before them and lick their boots and comply to their demands at all times. No one has the right to touch my stuff. Okay. So that's fine. So what? Yes, frauditors are self-employed and their boss has no morality or civility. Dude, I like that. I like that. Yes. Frauditors are self-employed and their boss has no morals, no civility, and I'll add some, no respect, no courtesy, no decency, no self-respect, nothing good from their bosses. Their bosses are horrible, evil, rotten, no good pieces of crap because they're their own bosses. Oh, man. And one of the things that, once again, through all this, not once has anyone even come close to offering me any kind of an actual, logical, reasonable answer to my question. Why is it okay if you film, but it's the number one worst thing that could possibly happen is if somebody films you? Well, if they're at work, it's against rules for them to film. Yeah, but I thought you were fighting for the freedom to film. So shouldn't you be celebrating the fact that they're filming you? Well, you're just butthurt that I called you a careback Karen. Again, I thought you were fighting for people's rights to film. So why shouldn't you be telling them, hey, that's great that you're filming. That's what I'm here for, is to teach people that it's okay to film. But you're not. You're not. And this is the thing. And this is what Rogue was saying earlier. He was saying, like, oh, so they get butthurt when I call them a comeback Karen. It's not whether or not their feelings get hurt when you call them that. The point is, why would you call them that in the first place? If your goal is to show that it's okay to film, then how come if anybody other than you is filming, now that's a problem? The hypocrisy is dripping. It pours out of your mouth like spit coming out of a freaking Jabba the Hutt. Fighting for citizens' rights to film government. Okay, so let me ask you this, Rogue Nation. Have you ever gone into a government building filming? Like, in your career of doing this, have you ever gone into a government building filming? Has that ever happened? Or wait a minute. Vinoy, what's up? Wait a minute. Every day you go into a building filming. That's what you do. So what are you fighting for exactly? You know, when people talk about Rosa Parks sitting on the back of the bus, she was doing something that she was not allowed to do. She walked in there, they told her not to go in there, and she sat down anyway to prove a point, right? And when you guys compare yourselves to her, it drives me very particularly nuts, okay? Because you're in the government buildings filming all day, every day. It's what you do. So what are you fighting for? Like, if people were allowed, if people were at the time, colored people, whatever, were allowed to sit on the back of the bus and did it all day, every day, then is it really that big of a deal if she does it? You go in and film public buildings all day, every day. So what are you fighting against? What are you fighting for? For the right to do it. But you are doing it. Well, yeah, just like she did it. Yeah, but if she went on every single bus every single day and sat at the back of the bus every day and nobody and she just did it all the time, then it wouldn't. Then so what if she did it again, right? Like, you filmed in a public building, got away with it, posted it on YouTube. Great, problem solved. You proved that you can film in public buildings. So you go to another public building and you do it again, and you film it and you post it on YouTube. So the footage exists because you posted it on your channel, which means you did it. So what are you fighting against? The fact that they're letting you do it? If they weren't, then how come you have videos on your channel at all? That's my other question. If they're stopping you from filming all the time, and that's why you're fighting for them to change the law so that you can film, how do you even have a channel? How did you get all those videos on your channel? If you can't film, if they're stopping you from filming, then how come you're filming? How come you're keeping the footage? How come they're not ripping your phone from you and destroying the footage and shoving it up your butt and beating the crap out of you like a tyrant would? How come they're not doing those things? How do you even have a channel? Why? Because you can do all those things. You're fighting for nothing except for YouTube money and clout. Because if you couldn't do those things, you wouldn't be doing them. If you couldn't do those things, you wouldn't have a channel because you'd have nothing to post because you wouldn't be able to do it. You do it every day, all day. You do it all the time. Every day, I see videos of you going into buildings, filming. So what's the problem? Obviously, they're letting you do it. Otherwise, the videos would not exist. Oh, and now you're talking about airports? Now, see, that's another beautiful, beautiful argument that some of these frauditors make, the whole airport thing. Like, a lot of you guys probably don't know. I mean, I would think my fans that are in here probably have some idea, but the frauditors like Rogue Nation and apparently David doesn't understand this either. So I'm going to go back a little bit and apparently, you guys have never actually read anything ever. So I'm going to explain something to you. All right. So there have been situations. It's not one thing that happened one time. Okay. Every once in a while, someone will hijack a plane, like DB Cooper, like the 9/11 thing. There are these people, not just because the 9/11 thing, yeah, but it's not just about terrorism, right? Like DB Cooper, he just hijacked a plane so he could get away with stealing money, right? Like, people hijack planes sometimes. It's a thing. It happens. I know that you don't know that. Obviously, you have no idea that that is a thing, but it is a thing. And for whatever reason, your brain is incapable of comprehending the idea that there are bad people who do bad things. So I'm here to tell you that there are. Okay. So in an airport, I mean, because if you take a plane and purposely down it, you know, there might be 30, 60, 100 people on the plane, depending on how big it is. If it's an Airbus, that you murder all at once, right? And get these, and if you crash it into a building that's full of people, you get to murder all the people in the building too. So the fact that airports have security to help try and prevent that is a problem to you guys? Are you fucking nuts? Or just that stupid? How could you? I am so happy when I walk into an airport that I have to go through security. It makes me feel so good that I'm getting on that plane knowing, yeah, okay, it is possible that someone could, you know, get away with something anyway, but at least the security is there to try and prevent that as best as they can. No, David, I'm not saying that the auditors are the ones crashing the planes. What I'm saying is the auditors are auditing airports and they seem to have a problem with the fact that there's security protocols in the airport. Are you out of your freaking mind? How could you possibly have a problem with that? It's the same thing with the courtrooms. You're violating my Fourth Amendment right by not letting me bring a gun in so I could murder judges and lawyers and cops that I don't like. Because that's what you're saying. When you say that I shouldn't have to go through a security checkpoint to enter a courthouse, what you're saying is anyone who has a vendetta against a judge for finding them guilty, anyone who has a vendetta against a defense attorney for not being able to get them off, anyone who has a vendetta against a bailiff for throwing them in jail, should be allowed to go in there and just murder those people outright without any security to try and prevent that sort of thing from happening. You, Rogue Nation, specifically, were one of the frauditors that went to the Uvalde thing to complain about the cops not going in there and stopping them. But if there were 1 million cops standing around there with guns trying to prevent this sort of thing from happening, you'd be one of the first people to complain about these horrible, evil, rotten, no good tyrants standing there with their guns all the time. How dare they? So shut the hell up. You have no credibility. Let's see. I want to stop because some bootlickers don't understand. Don't understand what? First of all, where are the bootlickers? Oh, that's right. I forgot. So for anyone in here who doesn't understand, I have to explain to you the definition of the word bootlicker, because what happened was that whole thing started back, you know, with World War II and the Nazis and all of that stuff. But nowadays, especially in the frauditor world, that has nothing to do with the definition of the word. Nowadays, what a bootlicker is anyone who thinks that anything is wrong. That's it. If you think that doing anything is wrong, you're a bootlicker. You know, murderers should be put in jail. Bootlicker! If somebody steals my car, the cops should take him. You're a bootlicker! Anyone who thinks that any law should be followed are bootlickers! Idiots. So what are you saying? When will you learn that being called a frauditor doesn't bother me? Nobody's trying to bother anyone. That's what you are. It's not about trying to hurt your feelings or bother you. It's a description, you know. Like this guy in my chat right here, Ironton Auditor. I don't refer to him as Ironton Frauditor because he's not a frauditor. He's an auditor. There is a difference. And he is proof of the difference. Okay? When I say frauditor, it's not an insult. It's a description. It's what you do. You've dedicated your life to it. Embrace it. Be proud of it. Get a Frauditor t-shirt. $19.95 on Hezokuai.com. Actually, I should do that. I should make a Frauditor t-shirt. A bootlicker is someone who blindly believed authority has your best interest at heart. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. So why is it then that everyone needs to follow your authority because your taxes pay their salary and they're your slave? Doesn't that mean that your goal is to make everyone your bootlicker? Isn't your goal to make everyone lick your boots? Isn't that what you're trying to do? Isn't that your ultimate goal? Is to get all city workers to bend down and worship at your feet and lick your boots because you're the auditor? I mean, that's what you do. Anyone who doesn't bend over backwards to let you give it to them in the butt all night is it's fail. Blue Vaughn, what's up? He can't stand authority. Yeah, no, they want to be. No, see, that's the problem. That's why these guys are nothing but jealous douchebags. Because here's what happens: either A, they get busted for something, are mad and butthurt that they got busted, and dedicate their lives to trying to get revenge on the cops for catching them doing something wrong, or, like you said, they want to be the authority. And they will sit here and say that bootlickers are people who believe in authority. But what are people who believe in your authority? Because you're the taxpayer and you're in charge. So doesn't that make you the authority? So doesn't that make anyone who believes in what you're doing a bootlicker licking your boots? But you like that. You want your boots licked. You don't want to shine them yourself. You want all of your followers to bend over and shine them for you with their tongues. That's your goal in life. And then you project that onto the cops. See? You get it? You get it? Do you get it yet? Do you get it yet? You do what you project onto the police is doing to you. They're not doing that. And you know how I can say that? I've seen videos. I've seen your videos. May I see your ID, sir? No? Oh. Horrible, evil, rotten, tyrannical Nazi. He asked me if I had an ID. He asked me if I had ID. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh. Yeah. A cop, a police officer, asked me if I had ID. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! The tyranny! Oh, the horror! Oh my God! And I never showed him my ID, and he let me leave anyway. How dare he! That's why I love ID refusal videos, because they try to sell it like these horrible, evil tyrants are being so terrible, so evil, so bad by asking you for an ID. But then in the ID refusal videos, you never gave the cop your ID. Did he beat the hell out of you for not giving the ID? No, he let you leave. Did he pull out his billy club and smash your head open for not giving ID? No, he let you leave. So what's the problem? Where the bootlickers at? Where the tyrants at? Show me one. Well, I've exposed this, Rogue Nation. I've exposed this. I've exposed that. Show me the videos. Show me the videos. Well, look at this lady told me not to film her. Oh my God. You exposed the corruption. You did it, buddy. You showed a lady who didn't feel comfortable on camera tell you that she didn't feel comfortable on camera. Now, that's what I call exposing government corruption. Why don't you do something that's actually beneficial to society and not just to your wallet? How about that? Nah, I never thought about doing that. That would take effort. Just walking around, wobbling your camera around, pissing people off on purpose. That don't take no effort. You could do that all day, every day. In fact, you do. What's going on? Hey, what's up, Sarah? Blind to the truth. Yeah, you guys are blind to the truth. It's ridiculous how I could come on here every day and tell you guys what's going on, and you don't get it. You still don't get it. But you don't understand. That cop asked me for my ID. And did you give it to him? No. And did he arrest you and beat you and kick you and rip your lungs out and tase you? And well, no, he let me go. He did the walk of shame. Okay, wait. So what happened now again? Well, the cop asked me for an ID. Okay. And did you give him an ID? No. And did he bust your head open? No. Oh, wait a minute. I got a super chat and I didn't even see it. Look at this. It's from Brian Showman. I've seen some legitimate cop watcher videos, and I can truthfully say that I remember zero of the dialogue because there was none. The camera person just recorded at a distance. The stop went with no interference. Oh, here we go. Right there. Boom. Thank you very, very much for the super chat. I appreciate it very much. Yes. Yes. And that goes back to the whole Ironton auditor thing. And this is the whole reason why I always say that these idiots with their nonsense are not doing anything that's beneficial to anything that they say they're doing it for, that they claim to be about. I'm having an issue with my lighting here while I'm looking at myself. I don't know. Is this better? No, that's off. Now that's too bright. Here we go. Anyway, let's see. What's up, Articulo? Grandma Wolf, all of them e-beg. It's disgusting. Real journalists report on a story while it's happening. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's another question that I'd like an answer to. Obviously, no one's going to answer my question about cam backing. They're just going to make fun of cam backers. So let's move on to the next question. Okay. So since we're not going to discuss cam backing because whatever, we don't want to. Here's a new question. So why is it that if a cop asks you for your ID, just the fact that they asked you in and of itself makes them a tyrant? Not the fact that they're behaving in a tyrannical manner, but just the fact that they use their First Amendment right to speak, to say words that you didn't like. How do you not see the hypocrisy in that? You're fighting for the First Amendment unless somebody says something you don't like, then they're a tyrant because they said something you didn't like. Same thing with the camera, with the cam backing. You're fighting for the right to film in public unless somebody's filming you in public, then all of a sudden they're a bad guy. How do you not see the hypocrisy in that? How do you not see the stupidity in that? Okay, and now this is the whole point of everything that I've been trying to say, all wrapped up into one comment. Look for a lot of words, blah, blah, blah. I won't care. Exactly. You don't care. None of you guys care. All any of you care about is you found out that there's this way, thanks to YouTube, where since you're an asshole anyway, Now YouTube has made it possible for you to get paid to be an asshole. And that's all it is. You don't care. You don't care. You're right. I'm not going to argue that. You obviously don't care. Because if you cared, you wouldn't behave the way you behave. Because people who care about other people, and that's why when you guys are like, well, how come you guys don't go out and audit? Because we care about people. If I'm going to do something for my community, and, you know, all right. I know you're not saying this right now, but I've talked to Rogue a few times, so I know where he's at and what he's been saying to me in the past. And here's the thing. I grew up, I was born and raised Catholic, and we had this thing. I went to Catholic school all my life and all this other crap. I was always raised with this idea that if you do things to help other people, you don't do them for recognition. You don't go around bragging about all of these things you did, because that's not why you're doing it. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. Okay? But I'm only bringing this up. Take it easy, ATV Thunder. I'm only bringing this up to make a point. Okay? How come you don't go out there and audit? Because there's no reason to go out there and audit. The only reason audits exist is so that assholes can get paid to be assholes. Well, then why don't you do something? I volunteer at the shelter. I volunteer at the food dispensary. I make donations. I work behind the counter, handing out free food to poor people on the street. This is something I do to help my community. Way more helpful to society and to the human race than, what? You don't like this? Well, too fucking bad. It's my right. No, I'm not going to stop because that's my right. Who does that help? Besides your pocketbook. Me handing out cases and cases and cases of food to poor people and going in the warehouse and pulling truckloads of canned goods and bread and other donations to disperse to the community. That's garbage. That's crap. But this is working for the betterment of mankind. I'm not going to stop. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you don't like it. I'm not going to stop. See, I'm making the world a better place. See? See how hard I'm working to make the world a better place? I'm not going to stop because I'm not stopping. That's why. See, I'm making the world a better place. Now, this Hezokuai guy who's going around donating food to poor people and passing out food at the food pantry to poor people and doing all these things to help his community and to help society, he's a piece of crap. But me, I'm a hero because I could do this. And if you ask me to stop, I cannot stop. I'm the real hero, see? 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 Really? I've never done anything because I don't go around doing this. And again, it's not the filming. That's not the important thing. That's not what the frauditors are fighting for. That's not what the frauditors are fighting about. It's specifically the filming after being asked not to. That's the thing. See, if somebody doesn't like being filmed, filming them after they specifically let you know they don't like being filmed, that's what being a good person's all about. That's what helping society is all about. How about you watch government overspending and taxing so less would be poor? You know what, Rogue? This is awesome. This is awesome. How about you do that? I would love it if you were doing that. I'd be on your side if you were doing that. But explain to me exactly precise. Oh, no, wait, you've done it to me before. You've explained it to me before. The way that you, Mr. Awesome, wonderful, everyone who works for the government is my slave and must kowtow to my demands. You are the God of the universe and the most altruistic human ever, because government overspending and taxing to make less people poor. I'm going to stop that by doing this. Do you like this? No? Well, that means I'm going to do it more. I don't like that. Oh, I just exposed you. Excuse me, sir. I don't like being filmed. I just exposed you. You are now exposed. Haha. Taxation is going to stop. And there will be no more poor people in the world because I would like this. And you told me you didn't like it. And I said, too bad, I'm going to keep doing it. That's how you solve the poor problem. That's how you get rid of poverty in America. That's how you get rid of taxation without representation or whatever bullshit you're trying to sell, is by going like this. And then when someone says, don't go like this, you say, no, and I'm going to keep doing it anyway. That's how you solve those problems. You're right, Rogue. I mean, it's true, right? I mean, that's the thing. If the government is overspending and they're taxing too much, the way to stop that is to walk into a building, stick your camera in someone's face, and when they say, please don't film me, you keep filming them. That's how you fix the problem. That's the key right there. You guys figured it out. Congratulations. You want a cookie? That shit doesn't even deserve a cookie. Maybe a chocolate chip at the most. When they hate the camera, there's more corruption. The hell does that mean? If they let you film without question, there's less corruption. What the hell are you talking about? Oh. You're right. Dave, Rogue, you're both right. Because listen, you just made me see the light. You made me realize something I didn't realize before. I get it now. So let's just, for the sake of argument, okay, let's pretend that I'm working for a government agency and I'm on my computer and I'm doing the financials for the state and I'm skimming a little off the top. I'm typing in my own personal bank account number for some of that money. And then Rogue Nation walks in the building and goes over to the secretary over there. And she says, please stop filming me, sir. And he says, no, I'm not going to stop filming you. I'm busted. That's it. I'm going to jail. Thank you for exposing me for taking money and stealing it. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Nothing that you say ever makes any sense at all if you apply any logical thought to it whatsoever. Well, if I didn't do what I do, then people wouldn't call me and email me and expose all this stuff to me. Okay, so what are you exposing? The people who send you the emails are exposing. The people who call you are exposing. What are you exposing? Well, they wouldn't know to contact me if I didn't do what I do. All right, and what did you do with that information? Where are those videos, Rogue? Well, you see me walk in and give random people a hard time all the time, every day. Okay, so what are you exposing, Rogue? Well, how rude they are. You mean that they don't like being filmed, and instead of being a decent human being and saying, well, I won't film you specifically, you film them more because they asked you not to film? That's how you expose all this. Where's all the government corruption you stopped? Where's all the cases? Where's all the case law that you testifying in open court against the people that you exposed? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You know why we've never seen it? Because it doesn't exist. And do you know why it doesn't exist? Because you are full of shit.
Oh, you're the one who exposed them, Rogue? There's pedophile cops on my channel. There's dirty cops on my channel. Whoa! Wait a minute. First of all, so you exposed them through your investigation? So let me make sure I understand this correctly. Well, no. I watch your channel, Rogue. I want to. I'm asking you, okay? Like seriously, all right? Pedo cops, dirty cops, all on my channel. Okay, so let's take the pedo cops for example. All right. The videos on your channel of you exposing pedophile police. Which of the videos in which you walk into a city hall and get into an argument with the lady behind the counter is the one that exposed the pedophile cop? Just tell me the name of the video. I'll pull it up. We'll watch it right now. Which one is the one where you doing that exposed the pedophile cop? Deputy McNasty. All right. So let's look at how, and again, it's him. Ladies and gentlemen, I will give Rogue Nation the benefit of the doubt, and I will find the video on his channel called Officer McNasty, and we will see exactly how him walking into a government agency and arguing with the secretary exposed a pedophile. Let's see exactly how that happened. Oh, McSnatchy. I'm sorry. Let's see. Is it old? Let's see. Oh, no, sorry. I accidentally clicked on something. Let's see. Fraudsplaining. I swear to fraudsplain and only fraudsplain and nothing but the fraudsplain, so help me God. I'm a frauditor and I always lie. I'm trying to find the one you're. Let's see. I'm an idiot that looks like Uncle Fester. Something about a guy named Stan. Tyrants arrested. Where's I can't. How old is this McSnatchy video? Find it for him. Yeah. Let's see. So only police commit crimes and he's worth. Oh yeah, definitely. All of these guys believe that there's no such thing as criminals. There's only bad cops. Let's see. Of course, Rogue could find it faster. It's his video. Yeah, right. I'm supposed to be an expert on Rogue Nation's channel. Let's see. Well, I love all this stuff about fraudsplaining because they always like to, like, if you ask a police officer a question and they respond, it's a copsplain. It can't just be them answering your question. It has to be a copsplain, right? So that's why I came up with fraudsplain. Anytime you ask a frauditor a question, they fraudsplain instead of actually trying to answer you. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Crispy Nation. Stop resisting. Oh, here it is. Where it is? Where's the no, commentator, because Rogue Nation showed up and I've been running them through the ringer since then. I started having too much fun when I started like tearing into him a little bit. And now supposedly he's going to send me a link of a video where his harassing a woman behind a counter caused a pedophile cop to go to jail. But I didn't see the link yet, though. I don't. Let's see. Yeah, I still don't see it. Rogue Nation, public employee, blah blah blah. White cops are not your friends. Okay, breathe. Okay, and before I even find this, that's one of the things that I love about you guys is that, like, if anyone, he sent it where 5 times, I got nothing. Oh, I see. Deputy McSnatchy. All right. Well, I mean, I went to my search and Control F. Deputy. Is it all one word? Sorry, Rogue. It's not my fault that I don't know how to. Oh, I'm sorry, Rogue. I did not immediately run as fast as I could to kowtow to your demands. Oh, merciful Lord of all frauditors, please forgive me for not doing what you say when you say it, because I am here to lick your boots clean. This is my job. This is what the universe matters, is that Rogue Nation gets his ass kissed by all humans, must bow down before him. I'll take my damn time. Let's see, Deputy McNasty. I get used a lot. Only mods can post links in chat. Let's see. But anyway, what I was trying to say while I'm looking is I want to make absolutely clear. I love the way that you guys always speak in such insanely ridiculous absolutes, right? Like the whole thing about bootlickers, right? It's like, okay, wait a minute. So if I believe in law and order because I don't want it to be legal for a bunch of random idiots to come in here and beat the hell out of me and rape my children and steal my shit. I don't want that to be legal. That means I'm a bootlicker, right? So I just want to make sure that it's understood that you guys speak in insane absolutes, because I would never support a cop doing something wrong. And that's the thing that you guys never seem to understand. It's like, it's these extremes. It's like, if I get pulled over because my license plate is expired and I understand that there's a statute in my city that you need to have a license plate sticker that isn't expired, the fact that I understand that means that I think it's okay for cops to rape children. That's the false equivalencies that your idiot brains make. If a cop pulls me over and asks for my ID and I show him my driver's license, the fact that I showed him my driver's license means that I think it's okay for cops to murder random black people in the street. How do you guys make these insane connections? What? Seriously, Rogue, seriously. Do you smoke paint? Like you go to your wall and you get paint chips off the wall, put them in a pipe and smoke them? Is that what you're doing? How? It's all right. Let's see. Supposedly, I got this link in here. Let's see what this is. Hold on. It looks like a clip from a movie. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, I found it. All right, I got you. Hold on. Let's see. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this up on the screen. And let's see. The claim is that Rogue Nation walked into a city hall, walked up to a secretary. She asked not to be filmed. He said, I'm going to film you anyway. And by doing that, he proved and exposed an officer for being a pedophile. So let's see if any of those things happen in this video. All right.
I was in here last year. It's about the same setup and everything. This is the Sheriff's Department information.
Oh.
Hello, ma'am. How are you? Good. I was just wondering.
Okay. I apologize. It's a jail, not a city hall. Okay. So this lady you're talking to right now, is she the one that you're going to be rude to, and you being rude to her is going to prove that a cop was a pedophile? Because that's that's what you're saying, is that you walking into buildings and harassing the secretaries proves that police are pedophiles, right? Is this the girl that you're going to give a hard time to, and that is going to prove that a cop's a pedophile? Let's see what happens in the video.
If anybody was investigating Wade Hollis at the Hamilton PD. I just gotten a report that he was let go from his last department for, I believe, obscene materials on his computer of a 17-year-old and under. And I went and I talked to the chief, and he said that there were no criminal charges against him, but I don't know if the citizens of Hamilton know his background. I think that would be pretty important, having a law enforcement officer that had those kind of allegations against them.
I don't know, but are you recording?
Yes, ma'am.
You already need to turn it off.
I'm a journalist.
Well, I don't care. We're dispatchers. We can't have anything in here recorded.
I would put up like
So
a blind or
Turn
something.
it off. Turn it off.
Or you could put up a blind.
Or they could ask you to turn it off.
Have it off.
Okay. Well, you guys should put up. You guys should.
Okay. Right there. Before we get even into all this other stuff, all right? Here's another one of my questions that I always want to ask you guys. When you say the onus is on them to create privacy, do you really, truly, do you really honestly not understand that when they ask you not to film, that is exactly what they are doing? We should put up blinds. Well, then you would complain about, I thought this was open, the office was open, because I've seen it a million times. When they shut the blinds, how dare they shut the blinds on me? And then you cry like little girls because the blinds are shut. But if they don't have blinds, you say, well, you need to create privacy. You should put blinds up. Always moving the goalposts. No one could ever win, no matter what they do. You're going to find something to bitch and cry about because your baby, I told you, your baby, Frauditor. They can't limit my rights to fulfill their obligation. Oh, right. Their obligation is to kiss your ass, right? That's what they're obliged to do. They can't limit my rights to fulfill their obligations. So their obligation is to let you film them even when they're on private calls and let you listen to what they're saying in the private calls. Okay. Once again, and as normal, your argument makes about as much sense as I've.
Put like a blind up or something like that. Cause
But you should tell somebody when you're recording them because this is private stuff in here.
oh, okay. Well,
This
we
is
don't have to
criminal
tell
stuff.
people, but
And if you're recording, you need to turn yours off too. It's on me. Is his on?
no.
Tell me to turn around. Let me see it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Well, turn it over here because, like I said, in there we have
Anything that you can see from plain view from where citizens standing, right? Because citizens come up here.
that there is for our inmates, and that's the reason why there's females in there. So you cannot video in there.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Let me
They
go
don't-
back. Let me go
they
back.
have-
Let me go back. Let me go back.
Same setup and everything. This is the sheriff's department information. Hello, ma'am. How are you? Good, good. I was just wondering if anybody was investigating Wade Hollis at the Hamilton PD. I just gotten a report that he was let go from his last department for I believe obscene materials on his computer of a 17-year-old and under. And I went and I talked to the chief, and he said that there were no criminal charges against him, but I don't know if the citizens of Hamilton know his background. I think that would be pretty important, you know, having a law enforcement officer that had those kind of allegations against him.
I don't know, but are you recording?
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
You already need to turn it off.
I'm a journalist.
Well, I don't care. We're dispatchers. We can't have anything in here recorded.
I would put up like
So
a
you-
blind.
All right. So let's break down what we just saw. There's still more to the video. I know. We'll see. We'll see. But first of all, you expect me to believe that reporting the fact that you've been given information that this officer may be involved in some sort of child pornography related activity, reporting that information to dispatch, that's the appropriate way to go. That's the appropriate place to bring this information to the attention of dispatch. And then somebody's telling me, hey, or I think it was David Perillo said, yeah, forget about him just reporting a pedophile and only worry about the camera. Exactly. Instead of, because you're there to expose this cop for being a pedophile, right? So instead of focusing on that, your focus is on arguing with people about recording instead of saying, oh, yeah, hey, let me give you all this guy's information so that you guys can investigate him. That's not important. What's important is that you keep your camera rolling, baby. Gotta keep the camera rolling. Gotta argue with the guy about the camera rolling. Can't focus on actually trying to expose the guy that you came there to expose by reporting him to dispatch. Damn, you're stupid. This is the video you told me to watch to prove how wonderful you are? It just proves how stupid you are. But let's see what happens. I might be wrong. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. Let's see.
Blind
You
or
can
something.
turn it off. Turn it off.
Or you can put up a blind.
Yes, you have to have it
Or you
off.
could shut the
Okay.
hell up and
Well,
worry
you guys
about
should put up-
reporting the
You guys
officer
should put
instead
like
of
a blind
recording
up or something like
and
that.
arguing
But
about
you should
blinders.
Tell somebody when you're recording them because this is private stuff in here.
Oh, okay. Well,
This
we
is-
don't
this is
have to tell
federal
people,
stuff.
but
And if you're recording, you need to turn yours off too. It's on me. It's his own.
no.
Tell me to turn it. Let me see it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Well, turn it over here, because like I said, in there, we have,
Anything that you can see from plain view from where citizens standing, right? Because citizens come up here.
What does complaining about that have to do with
there
reporting
is
the officer?
for our inmates, and that's the reason why there's females in there. So you cannot video in there.
Okay.
They have,
It's confidential information.
well,
Because I know inmates aren't confidential. I can go get the arrest reports and find out who's the prisoners are here and all that. That's public information.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh.
In their cells, the female cells, they have cameras. Those cameras.
What does anything you're talking to this guy about have to do with reporting an officer that you found out was engaged in bad behavior? What does arguing with him about filming have to do with that?
You have not the right to see that.
Okay, yeah,
That
yeah.
part you do not.
Right, I agree with you totally.
Well, that's with their cameras, their screens in there. That's shows female slaves.
Okay, so you can't even look at those.
I don't.
Well, I'm saying a citizen standing right here.
No, you're not supposed to.
So, but why you got it where they can see it then? I mean, that doesn't make no damn sense. Can't you guys put it on the top over here where they can't see it at all?
Because idiots like you don't do that.
Well, I
Only
understand
idiots
that,
like
but
you do that.
What can I do?
Look at this screen right here. I can't see any
What
of that.
can I
screen.
do for you?
Oh, I was just coming by to see if anybody had looked into the allegations on Wade Hollis, the Hamilton PD officer. He was let go from Fayette. See, that's what they do.
There's not been no allegations made with our department.
No, so there hasn't been any allegations made with the department.
Not that I know of.
Okay, is anybody just keeping an eye on the guy? I mean, he was let go from his last department under allegations of improper pornography on his home computer.
He doesn't work for us, and there's been no allegations made with our department.
Do you guys know about it at all, or?
What I can tell you is there's not been no allegations made.
Okay,
with
so
our
you don't
department.
know. Okay.
He don't work for our department.
Well, right, but you cover the
So-
county, and he works in the county, and I don't know if you're a father, but I'm a father, and I would be concerned that a police officer had gotten let go next county over for pornography for under 17, and then hired over here. That would concern me as a father.
If there's been allegations and you're saying it was in Fayette,
Yeah.
and that's up to Fayette to follow along on that and to.
Well, they did. They let him go, and now he's over here. Now, because of the thin blue line, they didn't prosecute him over there. They just fired him.
Oh, evidence. Present the evidence. Present the evidence. He got fired. Oh, that's because of a thin blue line conspiracy. It ain't got nothing to do with information that I don't have, that I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just because cops are cops, thin blue line gangs, they get together and
Said I don't that happened in Fayette. I don't know anything about that. I don't work in Fayette.
All right. Well, now you know about it, so you guys can maybe help steer the children away from them. You know, hopefully, or just if you see anything, or they'll see something, say something, program. Because I've had citizens here contact me about it. That's how I found out about it. They sent me the letter from Fayetteville. Fayette. Okay, they sent me the letter from Fayette where they dismissed him, where they fired him, and it said, Alabama statute, such and such, obscene material on the computer, 17 years and old and younger, obscene acts. So that should be concerning, I think, for the people of Hamilton County to have an officer that has those kind of allegations or was fired, let go.
Marion County.
Oh, Hamilton, yeah.
Downtown Marion County.
Marion County, right. So I don't know if it's something to look
I would be
into.
concerned.
I would be concerned as well.
Especially
We don't live
seeing
here,
him.
but the citizens are concerned. They're letting us know, hey, this guy got in trouble over there. Now they've hired him over here. So we just want to make sure that same kind of.
I don't know what went on over there.
Right.
I do know he's been employed with the city of Hamilton.
For a long time. This was in 2003 when he was let go in Fayette. Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know.
Okay. Well, it's just something I thought we'd bring to the people's attention here. Also, the sheriff, last time I was in town, I don't know if you heard I was in town almost a year ago. I came through here and someone had told me, one of the guys that was in jail here told me that the sheriff had wanted to lock me up even if I didn't break any law. So I just wanted to come by and see if, before I got a hotel room, if that was true, that you guys keep me in the gray bar. But if that's not true, then we'll be out of here. But yeah, that's all we are. We're just making sure that the public's aware of predators in their community, regardless of who they work for, be it the teachers or police or firemen or whoever. So we just wanted to make people aware of that. It's obvious you guys aren't aware of it, and the chief of police over there, he doesn't seem to care, which I don't understand that at all. He said he was hired before he was made chief.
Yes.
But I mean, you're the chief of police. You can call Fayette and be like, hey, why'd you let this guy go? Oh, that's why you let him go. Okay, I don't need that guy working for me. You know what I mean? That's what my police chief will do, or else I'd get a new police chief. I'd vote him out. So.
If you was a sheriff, chief, or whatever, would you not be concerned with
your employees?
Termination of him on the allegations, and now he's employed for you?
Well, he don't work for us, so I can't say.
Well, right,
so I
hypothetical.
I can't hypothetical, and I can't speculate.
What if there were no hypothetical situations?
Then we wouldn't be standing here having this conversation right now.
Yeah, that's good. Somebody got me on that one time. They were like, what if there were no hypothetical situations? I was like, huh? But good call. You answered it. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. We seen everything. I guess it's in the public lobby. That's closed. That's probably part of the jail, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. But yeah, just let them know. If a citizen can stand here and see what's on the screen, they're already in trouble. You know what I mean? That's the same thing as the plain view doctrine, as I'm sure you well know. Anywhere an officer is allowed to be standing and can see, anything within his sight can be used as evidence, right? Same thing goes for a citizen. Anything where I'm allowed to be standing at and I can see, I can record. Supreme Court. So just make sure they know that. Maybe you can get some tent or something for the window here so no one can see in there and they can see out.
That is a Supreme Court ruling.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like she was talking about, well, I'm a dispatch, I'm this, I'm that. It doesn't matter. You work for the public,
Oh, here's all the numbers. You can't see the phone numbers?
No, you can't.
Phone numbers?
That's not intended for you. That door is usually open. So yeah, no, that's not intended for you.
Oh, okay. Phone numbers are confidential now.
Wow.
Phone numbers of county workers. Okay. I mean, I guess I couldn't get them off their business cards, but that's fine.
Well, the one thing is, not all of these have business cards.
Oh, okay. But they're all county employees, I'm guessing.
And some of them are their personal home.
Okay, which you can probably get off the white pages online. So yeah, it's all right. I understand. All right. Thank you very much.
For real? Seriously? That's it? Wow. Okay, so for anybody who didn't see how we got into me showing that video, Rogue Nation showed up here a while ago and we started talking, and I was trying to get him to understand why people like me think that what he does is just a stupid waste of time that actually doesn't make the world a better place. If anything, makes it worse. And he used the example because what happened was I told him, I said, how is going into a public office and arguing with the secretary who asked you not to film her benefiting anyone at all? So he told me to show the video I just showed because that is proof of what good work he's doing. He wanted me to show this video as an example of him exposing the world to a pedophile cop. Now, he says that he got information about this cop. Cool. So he goes to the dispatch of an office that officer doesn't even work for to tell them that he got fired in a different county, in the wrong place, to the wrong people, for the wrong thing, and argues with them about all of this other stuff. And that's another thing. Pat Dagler's saying, where's the proof? Okay, so somebody, one of your fans, and that's the other thing, too, that I wanted to talk to you about actually a couple weeks ago, and I never got around to it, Rogue, is you keep getting this information from your fans. They're sending you the information. They're obviously your fan. So you know it's true because you got a random email from some random person on the internet. It must be a fact, right? So he got fired, and the accusation was that he had something to do with some sort of something that had to do with pornography of someone under 17. Lots of somethings and kind ofs and maybes and sort ofs. And what did you expose? If you're exposing to the general public through your YouTube channel that this guy got fired for doing that, you could have done that through the information you received from the anonymous sources, or maybe not anonymous, you never said that, about this guy. You could have just published that on your channel. But instead, you walked into the wrong office, talked to the wrong people about the wrong stuff, and then argued with them about filming. How does that expose anything? Just because you're talking about a guy who got fired for something having to do with some sort of material involving someone under 17. What material? What? And the fact that you specifically stated that because of the thin blue line, he only got fired, he didn't get in trouble. Okay. Where are the facts of the case? Where are the facts of the case? What was the material he got caught with? How bad was the material? How much did he have to do with it? Did he break the law? Like saying that the thin blue line gang stands together because they're not going to punish this guy. Maybe what he did was an accusation. And he got fired just because he was accused of that. Maybe that's why he didn't get arrested for it. Maybe that's why he didn't go to jail for it, not because you just assume and state it as fact on your video, your assumption that the thin blue line just let him go by firing him. Maybe the police were actually being proactive and fired him just over an accusation. So the cops are going out of their way to punish this guy just for being accused of something. You have whose letter? And how come that's not in your video? See, this is what I'm talking about, Rogue. This is the point I'm trying to make, that for some reason your stupid little baby peanut brain can't understand, okay? I know that you have to have more than one neuron left. You listen to decent music, so you got to have something going on in there. You wanted me to show that video. You specifically told me to show that video to prove that you did something. And then
After I watched the video, you're talking about, well, I got the paperwork, I got this, I got that. Okay. Where is it? Why didn't you put that in your video? If you have physical evidence, if you have proof, where is it? How come you're not going through proper channels to turn that information over to the police so they can investigate? No, you did even better. You went into the wrong office and complained to the wrong people about the fact that they didn't want you to record while mentioning this situation to them to bring it to their attention. What a hero you are, buddy. So what did you do? Other than post a video on YouTube of you filming yourself being stupid. What did you actually accomplish there? Like, the way that video, I thought it was going to be like you did like this investigation where you found this information and you brought it to the proper authorities and you filmed yourself turning over the paperwork as evidence to the department so they could investigate in internal affairs, right? You didn't go to internal affairs. You went to the dispatch office. You didn't hand evidence to internal affairs. You told a guy that he didn't even work for. So what did you do? If you were actually trying to do what you claim to be doing, you'd go to internal affairs, you'd give them all the evidence you supposedly have, and help them to be able to launch an investigation on this guy. But instead, you go into the wrong place and talk to the wrong people and complain about the fact that they don't want you to film. What a hero you are, buddy. Hope you get the Golden Turkey Award for stupidity this year. In fact, I'm going to give you the ultimate award of all time. Never mind. My Elvis gnome disappeared again. I don't know why. It seems like every other day it's just gone. Let me see. I always keep him here. So anyway, he's gone. I'll find him eventually.
He got
Maybe one of these days, because I was going to give you the stupidity trophy for being dumb. Oh, okay. I found him. There he is. He's here to give you the Golden Turkey Award for stupidity. Let's see. Well, no, Rogue. No. You can't do that. See, this is what I'm talking about. The officer's name is Wade Hollis. The police department is Hamilton, Alabama. Why don't you call them and find out? You know what? I would, except for one thing. You specifically told me to show that video to prove that you're doing something. Now, well, the video doesn't actually show anything, but call them and ask them. But I thought your whole thing was that the video proves that what you do is worthwhile. Now, well, it doesn't, but call them and ask them if they know who this cop is and that he did something wrong. Okay, again, what does that have to do with you exposing him? What does that have to do with you making your stupid little YouTube videos having anything to do with the fact that he got caught before you even made the video? Somebody sent you the information that he had been caught. So what did you uncover? The people who sent you the information may have uncovered something, but what did you uncover? Besides your pants when you took them off to go to bed that night. This is the end. Oh, this is Elvis Presley doing the Doors, baby. Beautiful friend. This is the end. My only friend. I found a Wade Hollis who's worked for the Hamilton Police Department from 2003 till present. Maybe somebody forgot to tell him he was fired. All right, take it easy, Arrington Auditor. He uncovered the fact that this guy was working possibly with children. By how?
How? Based on the video we just watched, at what point in the video did that happen? At what point in the video did what you just said there happen? Let's go back in our heads and look at it. He walks in. He goes up to the dispatch and says, hey, did you know that this cop got fired in the other county over? And their dispatcher like, I don't know. We're dispatch. Somebody calls in, says we need an officer somewhere. We dispatch the nearest vehicle to that thing. That's what they know. That's their job. That's what they know. They may have never even heard of this guy you're talking about, but they do say, well, wait a minute. We don't like you filming us. And then the sheriff comes out and you tell him, I got this email saying this guy's a bad guy. And he says, oh, yeah, that guy doesn't work here. He works over in the other one. And then you argue with him about not being able to film in the lobby. So what does that have to do with uncovering that the guy might have been working with children? What does any of that have to do with uncovering anything? It's just you babbling a bunch of nonsense like an idiot to a bunch of people who have absolutely nothing to do with that officer that you're talking about. And you know what? I was going to wrap it up. But before I do, let me say this, okay? Because this is an important point, all right? You're sitting here gloating about how you did all this stuff to expose this bad cop. And then you're coming in this chat and you're talking about, well, if you call these guys and ask them, if you do this, but none of that stuff matters. What matters is you're telling me that your video shows how you did all of these things to show, oh, wait a minute. What is this? Oh, you know what? This is cool. I'm going to pull this up real quick because this is what I'm talking about right here. Because this will show and prove if this is what I think it is, this is going to be great. Let me see. Here we go. Let's see. Come on. Open. What? Well, that's not. No, that can't be right. I think you got the wrong thing. Let's see. Anyway, yeah. What about the police officers who bust other police officers? Oh, but the thin blue line. Well, then how is that even possible? I love the fact, I adore the fact that you idiots love to point to all the cops who got busted doing stuff to prove that cops never bust each other. Then how did they get busted? No logic. Your logic is illogical. Well, this proves I'm right. This cop got busted for doing this. This cop got busted for doing that. Okay, great. They got busted. So how does that prove that cops don't bust each other? How does that prove that there's a thin blue line gang that'll never turn each other in? How is you pointing at cops getting busted by other cops prove that other cops don't bust each other? It doesn't make sense. Showing me a video of a cop busting a cop to prove that cops don't bust other cops doesn't make any freaking sense. But nothing you do makes any freaking sense because you're a freaking idiot. 4 hours, guys. I'm out of here. Oh, yeah. I'll see y'all later tonight at Commentator Auditor's Roast. Check it out.